make. But choosing between the hot ham and cheese sandwich meal deal or the three-piece hand-breaded chicken tenders meal deal, wow, good luck with that. Choose from the original hot ham and cheese, three-piece all-white meat chicken tenders, or the big cheeseburger plus small fries and a drink, each just $5. Head to Hardee's and treat yourself to the new $5 meal deals today. Feed your happy. Available for a limited time at participating Hardee's restaurants. Tax not included. Not valid with any other offer, discount, or combo. Price and participation may vary.
Do you check your Google search results regularly? You should. People often get their first impression of you or your business online. Negative comments on the internet can impact your life and your livelihood. Take control of your online reputation. Get your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com. It may reveal negative posts from an ex-employee, upset patient or client, news article, legal issue, or even exposed personal information right there in your Google search results. Uncover what's lurking on the internet about you with reputationdefender.com's patented scan and get your free reputation report card. Or for immediate assistance with your reputation, call 800-486-2205. Our cutting-edge technology helps make your Google search results look their best. Call 800-486-2205. That's 800-486-2205. 800-486-2205. Or take the free scan at reputationdefender.com.
Worried about what you're breathing in? With each breath, allergens, germs, and viruses get trapped in your nose. Now there's a simple, easy, and effective way to clean your nose and protect your health. It's called Navage. Navage. Available at Navage.com.
This is where St. Louis comes to talk. 97.1 FM Talk. Join the conversation digitally. Download the Odyssey app and tune into the #1 talk station in St. Louis at any time. This hour of the Annie Frey Show is sponsored by the Loading Dock, with a unique and beautiful ice skating rink to enjoy this time of year. Go to GraftonLoadingDock.com.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
Right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Crap. Okay, this is an elite-driven phenomenon being driven by bureaucratic elites, elites in universities, and elites in corporate America, and they're trying to shove it down the throats of the American people. You're not doing that here in the state of Florida.
Isn't it nice? Isn't it refreshing to hear that some of this craziness that we are taking in on a regular basis nationally, that there's a place where it's not happening, where somebody's standing in the way of it. Welcome into the Annie Frey Show. I think Missouri, you guys have a pretty good coalition of fighters against this nonsense. But Ron DeSantis seems to be the vital enemy that the Democrats need. Although I don't, when you are listening to the left and you're listening to their assessment of the current situation.
And Mr. President, it is an honor and, of course, a pleasure to be here at this time of challenge and with the coronavirus, financial insecurity for families, natural disasters, and more. Our country could not be better served than with this most experienced, capable hands than yours, President Biden. He's just perfect. The timing couldn't be better. And Madam Vice President, we're inspired by your work for the people as you continue to be an invaluable partner to President Biden.
Nobody says he's just perfect. I just heard Brian Kilmeade talking about this on his show. And the first time I heard this earlier this morning, I said, nobody compliments somebody like that. And when she starts to go in on the elaborate compliment that she's about to pay the president, she kind of stumbles. It doesn't feel natural. It doesn't feel like she really means it. The suggestion that President Biden is just perfect, man, guys, you and me both, right? What is going on? What are the Democrats doing? This is a situation where I feel like they have to say things just so that they can be on record as supporting it. But you know that the moment that it's not so much about the tides turning, they know the direction this presidency is heading. They are aware of the direction that President Biden is taking poll numbers for Democrats across the board. And when the timing is right, they are going to undercut him so incredibly much. I continue to watch the president speak, and I watch it with a physical recoil. Don't you? Whether you love him or you hate him, or you think he's a horrible president with terrible policies, but you kind of feel sorry for him. I think there are a lot of people who have a sense of, honestly, I think the word is pity for him. When you watch him speak, he struggles. When you see what he says, he doesn't make sense. He's reading a teleprompter. If the teleprompter doesn't do exactly what it's supposed to do, and folks, that happens, he doesn't know what to do. He's not speaking for himself. Literally, somebody else's words are being put in front of him, and he's not able to ad lib in the event that somebody else's words aren't up there for him to read. That's not to say that every other president hasn't been reading somebody else's speeches and words. There's a huge industry for very good writers who write for presidents. My point is that he's not the genesis of the concepts and the thoughts and the streamline of conscience that comes through that speech onto the teleprompter and then out of his mouth. He short circuits when he speaks. It's very disconcerting. Think about the way people speak about Kim Jong-un in North Korea. I mean, he's kind of somebody who we are able to assess and side eye a little bit, but we don't, you take him seriously, but there are other things that you don't take seriously. It's like you kind of know what's going on there, but it's not familiar because it's so bizarre. The way people, if he were speaking the way President Biden was speaking, the whole world would be chatting about what the concern is there and what will happen next after Kim Jong-un is no longer in power. If Great Britain, if Germany, if France, I mean, all of these places that are allies had a leader who was this frail when they presented ideas to the people of their country, but also to the world, everybody would be talking about the frailty of the leader of one of the great nations of the planet. They're talking about that with President Biden as well. It is disconcerting. And there's no way that at 86 years old, at the completion of President Biden's second term, that this is going to get any better. I would venture to say, go look back a year ago after he had won the election, and then go back 6 months before that in the campaign. And his presentation in the campaign is different than it is today. The way he would speak in those debates is different than the way he speaks today. There is a descent taking place, and everybody can see it. And when you listen to Nancy Pelosi speak about him in this way, when you hear how she's searching for a way to compliment him, if he had accomplishments that she could send the accolades towards, she would talk on that. There's nothing. He's perfect.
And Mr. President, it is an honor and, of course, a pleasure to be here at this time of challenge and with the coronavirus, financial insecurity for families, natural disasters, and more. Our country could not be better served than with his most experienced, capable hands than yours, President Biden. He's just perfect.
You know, when she says he's just perfect, he is actually just perfect. He's actually just perfect for a coalition of people on the left who want to run the presidency, who want to run the country, but wouldn't be able to get elected. He was perfect for that, wasn't he? He was, I hate to say an empty vessel, but he was somebody who was permitted to sit in his basement. He had given of himself to his country and sacrificed for nearly 5 decades in the Senate and as vice president. He has a lot of experience, although I know a lot of people who have a lot of experience and aren't really the best at their jobs. But the most important thing is I think with his family situation, with his experience in the White House and his experience in the Senate, the Democrat Party thought, and honestly, I do believe that his age ended up being an asset for him, especially in the middle of a pandemic where it made sense to keep him in a basement in a secure location and not push him out into on a campaign trail where you and I both know that he would not have survived. It would have been a disaster. He's a gaffe machine. He's always been a gaffe machine. But he's been kind of a hapless, happy gaffe machine before. It didn't seem to have consequence in the past. I mean, clearly it didn't have consequence. He became the president of the United States. It's very clear to me that the Democrats that, we've heard CNN has been discussing who might end up becoming the presidential candidate next in the event that Joe Biden shouldn't run again or doesn't run again. The New York Times wrote an article saying that President Biden absolutely needs to not run again, and he needs to say so that he's not running again. Tucker Carlson covered this last night, and he mentioned, yes, of course, J.B. Pritzker as one of those possibilities.
And not incidentally, he has destroyed the state of Illinois. Almost 13 million people live in Illinois, though thanks to J.B. Pritzker, there are far fewer of them every day. But CNN did not bother to interview a single one of them. So go ahead and wish J.B. Pritzker the best, but don't count on seeing him in the White House anytime soon.
I mean, if you want, again, I said this yesterday, and I'm going to repeat this again because California re-entered a mask mandate indoors for vaccinated and non-vaccinated people. That was a page that California took out of Illinois' book. That was something that California implemented that Illinois has had in place for months and months and months now. Missouri freedom-loving people, you lucky Joes, you may not understand if you don't spend time in Illinois that there is a mask mandate indoors. I mean, I know that they're in Missouri. I hear people saying, my school doesn't have masks for kids and some schools do, some schools don't. They're choosing on a local basis, which is honestly, in my opinion, how it should be, although I don't believe that kids should be wearing masks in schools. In Illinois, it's just required. It's just something you have to do. And I'll tell you what, I was at my kids' Christmas program last night. A couple weeks ago, I went to my 5-year-old daughter's kindergarten Christmas program, and we're getting them ready. And, it occurs to me in the middle of this that they're going to have to wear masks while they do this. And it infuriates me. It makes me really angry that these kids are going to continue to have to go through their day wearing these masks, and they're having to do it because of J.B. Pritzker, folks. In Illinois, it's because of J.B. Pritzker. If you attend a private or a parochial, non-publicly funded school, you still have to abide by this because they come after your accreditation. That's what they've done in the past. There are schools across the state of Illinois who have openly said, no, we're not doing it. And the state of Illinois says, you're on probation. And they said, okay. And they've sought accreditation from places other than the ISBE. Some people are working around this, but the uphill battle, specifically, I'm a big supporter of parochial schools. And they're working really hard with no funding other than the tuition that is paid by the parents of the children who go to school there and by the parishes that support them. These are people, this is a mission. That's what it is. It is a Christian mission. And that's incredibly important to me. I went to Lutheran school myself. I am a huge advocate for it. If you are looking for an alternative to public school in your area, even if you're not Lutheran, by all means, look for a local Lutheran school near you. I think you'll be really pleasantly surprised by how wonderful the education is, but also how affordable it is. I know that the pressure that we can put on these schools, specifically if they're non-public, because if it's public, you're just really fighting against the man. In places like that, you're asking people who are just like regular businesses, who are stuck between the rock and the hard place as to what to do or what to not do. If you have a business, do you make masks optional to shop in your place of work? Well, in St. Louis City and in the state of Illinois, business owners don't have that choice. So they just have to implement it. And if you fight against them and they, oblige and they decide to make masks optional, which, by the way, the alternative to masks required is masks optionals. It's not no masks. I think that should be obvious, but I don't think it is. When you push against these businesses or you push against these schools or potentially your church or whatever the privately owned and operated place of business is, you're really pushing the responsibility into someone's lap who, if they take your side, then there's going to be a whole nother side of that aisle that's going to be very upset and frustrated with them. And then at the end of that day, the state or the city here in St. Louis have said, no, this is what you've got to do. It's local leadership, people. It's local government. Here in the city, in the state of Illinois, is so much more important that we pay attention to what's going on in our local government and act accordingly and be present and be motivated to move our feet, to help people, to volunteer. Find your county Republican organization or find people who are in your community that you can come together to make sure that when the elections take place next year in 2022, and I am not talking about who's running in the United States Congress. I'm talking about people who are running for your school board. I'm talking about people who are running on your county council. I'm talking about people who are right here, right now. People who you could go talk to because they're in your community. And pick good ones and be aggressively active to make sure that everybody in your circle and a circle that you continue to expand knows about those people too. It's the only way we're going to be able to take back this idea of liberty in our lives is to start local and to demand good people in these positions when we can change them. Quick break. When we come back, I'm going to ask Tommy Pigott, who's with the RNC, about our perfect president. I mean, he's just stunningly pristine. President Joe Biden is. I know it's hard to say that with a straight face. Tommy Pigott will be with us here in just a minute. Wiggins America after that. Ryan's back in studio. Plus, we've got Tyrus and Amy Cordy with the Illinois Policy Institute in the 1 o'clock hour. But you streaming with us, join us on the live stream, the Annie Frey Facebook page, the Annie Frey YouTube page. We're also on Twitch, Twitter, and Rumble today. So if you've never checked out Rumble, just go to rumble.com, type in Annie Frey Show. You'll find us. We'll be right back.
This is the Annie Frey Show. Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie. I'm not listening when you say goodbye. Nobody else is reporting what we are. So if you want to make sure you're not missing the most important stuff, follow 97.1 on Facebook or Twitter. If you're lucky, they'll let you see a good 25% of it.
Well, you need to warm up, but the temperature's stuck. Call the pros in the big yellow truck. Peace of mind with no hidden fees. Heating and AC with the best guarantee. That says
always on time, or you don't pay a dime. Always on time, or you don't pay a dime. Now with heating and air conditioning.
If you're interested in building a great career, the Missouri Army National Guard is interested in you. The Guard will pay you to train for a wide range of jobs, such as engineering, combat arms, logistics, transportation, and military police. The skills you'll learn are needed in the Guard and are in high demand in the civilian job market. Plus, you may be eligible for a $20,000 bonus and student loan repayment. Visit NationalGuard.com today. Sponsored by the Missouri Army National Guard, aired by the Missouri Broadcasters Association and this station.
We've done it again.
While other lenders are talking about raising their rates, our expert team at Golden Oak Lending has dropped rates even lower.
I'm James Hawkins, president of Golden Oak. With the low rate of 1.875% and home values at all-time highs, you can get more cash out of your home or eliminate pricey mortgage insurance.
Call 314-567-GOLD today to get your refinance started within minutes and make no mortgage payments until next year.
After all, our team speaks mortgage and loves translating it for customers. We can save you even more money with our 1.875% rate.
Plus, you'll never pay up front for your appraisal at Golden Oak. Call 314-567-GOLD today.
Golden Oak Landing, short my blues.
NMLS 114937, 1.875% fixed, 2.952% APR, FHA 15-year mortgage with 20% equity and approved credit.
If your business has accounting problems, you probably have tax problems. Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Lance Drury Law Firm in St. Louis. Running a small business is tough, and it's no surprise that companies that don't keep good books often run into tax issues. If you don't fix your accounting problems, you could be doomed to land in the same tax pitfalls every year. Call the Lance Drury Law Firm today. I can help you get out of tax trouble and stay out. If your small business doesn't have a CPA or accountant, I can help you find one. And if you already have one, I work closely with them to resolve your tax problems quickly. Make no mistake, if the numbers don't add up, the IRS will catch it. Fix your accounting and tax problems before they snowball with help from the Lance Drury Law Firm. Remember, if you have IRS issues, you have legal issues. Call attorney Lance Drury, 314-238-7360, or go to Lance, DRURYlaw.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
This holiday season, check off your shopping list with Cardinals 5 and 10 game ticket packs. These multi-game packs are the best way to secure your seats to all of 2022's high-demand games, including Opening Day, Yankees and Cubs weekends, legendary player tributes, and more. Give the gift of baseball to all the fans on your list. Ticket packs start at just $59. On sale now. Get yours at cardinals.com/holiday.
This holiday season, check off your shopping list with Cardinals Baseball. 2022 all-inclusive tickets start at just $59 and feature a full buffet, complimentary bar, plus a great view of the game. Choose from the Premium Legends Club, the UMB Champions Club, Proficient Red Jacket Club, National Car Rental Club, and more. Give the gift of date nights, the gift of family time, the gift of Cardinals Baseball. Get your single game all-inclusive tickets now at cardinals.com/holiday.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show. Interact with Annie on Facebook. The Annie Frey Show.
Just took my son towards your domain. You can't run it over again.
The fact is an attitude of lawlessness in our country that springs from I don't know where. Maybe you do.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. Nancy Pelosi is the gift that keeps on giving for Republicans in an election season. You would think, of course, San Francisco continues to elect her. Curious to see if she is going to run again. If you were listening in the first segment, of course, you heard her talking about our very perfect President Biden. A strange compliment to give someone, but I guess if someone called me perfect, I would probably initially be grateful, and then I would start totally overthinking. Why did you use that word? It's very bizarre. Tommy Pickett joins us now. He's the RNC Rapid Response Director. Tommy, I got to ask you, when Nancy Pelosi is talking about how President Joe Biden is just perfect, what's your reaction to that? Do you read into that a little bit more than just the surface level? He's the perfect man for the job.
Well, what I kind of ask is, what reality is she living in?
Yeah.
First of all, it's kind of a weird thing to say about somebody. But honestly, how in the world could you look at what Joe Biden's done and say, perfect, you have inflation at a 40-year high, Afghanistan falling to the Taliban, a border crisis, supply chain issues. I mean, to use the word perfect, if this is Nancy Pelosi's America, her perfect America, then we have very different visions for what this country should be doing and what this country should be.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you want to look at Nancy Pelosi's district, you can see what perfect does not look like. It's quite a disaster there. We've seen the mayor of San Francisco come out and take a pretty drastic turn on what is developing in that area. And we hear Nancy Pelosi discussing there about how she has no idea where this breakout of crime may have come from. She asks the people she's speaking to, maybe you know about it. I mean, are you buying that from the speaker?
I mean, just how out of touch can you possibly be? I mean, Nancy Pelosi living in San Francisco and completely oblivious as to where this crime comes from, blaming as if some spirit force is causing this. When we know what the answer is. We know it's the Democrats' bad law and bad policy that's led to this. That's what law enforcement is telling us. So you mentioned in San Francisco, a complete about face from the mayor finally putting some support to law enforcement. But unfortunately, that's too little too late, because it's not just the number of police, even though that's extremely important. And Democrats have taken steps to limit that power. But it's also making sure that criminals are prosecuted. There are laws in San Francisco that if you steal something like less than $950, somewhere around that, they're not to be prosecuted. So what do? They send 80 people into a Nordstrom to steal $800 worth of goods. So there's so many levels of this that Democrats have failed. And for Pelosi just to throw up her hand just shows how out of touch she is. I mean, it's like she's never spoken to a police officer in her entire life.
Yeah, and the rest of Americans are sitting around there scratching their heads going, like you are, and like I am, saying, you know, what are you looking at? What are you talking about? I think it's a very common thing for Nancy Pelosi to tell you and put on repeat what the reality she wants you to live in. And I think she's smart enough to know what she's doing. I think she's been successful with it because she's had such a compliant media that runs with what she says, plays those clips over and over, and then a lot of people who come on and repeat what she says. But right now, it's not really easy living in the United States, not as much as it absolutely should be when freedom and liberty is at the epicenter of what we do. We've got a lot of government overreach, a lot of people telling us how to live our lives, what we need to do with our bodies, and it's a lot more expensive. Inflation, I read somewhere, inflation is expected to cost, from a Dallas study, a family $3,500 more due to inflation over the course of a year. I don't think that is this Biden's America? I mean, maybe he does own it.
I think he does. I mean, that stat from the Penn Wharton budget model, the $3,500, really puts it in perspective. And this kind of might get a little bit in terms of numbers here, but what that corresponds to, how they get that number, is a 6%. Families have to spend 6% of their budget just to maintain the same level of living because of inflation. So in reality, in my mind, in other words, that's a 6% tax on the American people. That's what that's corresponding to. So when Biden goes out there and he says his socialist reckless spending spree is going to cost middle-class families nothing, we know that's a flat-out lie, because it's costing the average middle-class family $3,500 already per year, not to mention if they actually pass this monstrosity. So it's just, like you said, in terms of they repeat these lies and they expect them to be repeated. The problem is the reality is just so obvious. We see those prices going up. We see crime surging. We see the border crisis. So they can go out there and say inflation doesn't exist, crime doesn't exist. But the American people know it. They live in these cities. They walk down the street. They go to the grocery store. So at a certain point, when you feel that pain in your wallet, no matter what Joe Biden says, it really doesn't matter.
Yeah, Americans are experiencing life on their own, and they don't need somebody up there telling them what's really going on, especially when it's in direct conflict with what they're experiencing on a regular basis. You know, we live in quite an interesting area here, right in the heartland of the country. I live across the river in Illinois, but I'm sitting in the city of St. Louis, and we're surrounded by counties who are much more freedom-loving, stronger Republican counties. The city of St. Louis, Cori Bush is our representative here. In the state of Illinois, we've got J.B. Pritzker as the governor, but we've got 3 congressmen that are Republicans right across the river here in Illinois. So we have a balance. We can kind of see the difference between how each party presents itself and what they value. I wonder on the national level if there's going to be a consistency that the Republican Party going here into 2022, a message, a simple, consistent message for voters who know that the way it's going right now, that that's not the way they want it to be, and why they should consider voting Republican in 2022 if they don't normally or if they never have before?
Well, in my mind, what I think the message is, and we're seeing this play out, is that Republicans want to empower you and your family, and Democrats want to empower the swamp in Washington, D.C. It's as simple as that. We see it on issue after issue. We see it in terms of election integrity legislation. Democrats want to have a federal takeover. We see it in terms of police. Democrats are pushing this top down to fund the police, pro-criminal message. We see it on inflation, where Democrats want to take your money and give it to bureaucrats to waste. We see it on issue in schools. We see Democrats trying to force their special interest into schools and weaken the power of parents. So in my mind, Republicans believe that you know how to live your life best. You know what's best for you and your family. Democrats believe that they know what's best for you and that you don't know what's best for you. So the message in my mind, like I said, is simple. Either empowering you and your family, or Democrats wanting to empower the swamp. And I think that's a message that Republicans will win in 2022.
Tommy Pigott with the RNC with us right now. We've seen the Fed chair has said that prices are going to continue to increase. We've seen that inflation might be here for a bit longer than first initially predicted. We've heard the Biden administration through Jen Psaki tell us that inflation can actually be a good thing for you. So we're just, the peons here who are looking at the cost of goods that they need to buy in order to get through the day, through the week, through the month, that if it costs a little bit more and you think that's a bad thing, well, you're probably just too stupid to understand economics. I think people across the country right now are feeling a little bit more separate from the elitist government officials who assume that they know so much more about how to run our individual lives better than we can for ourselves. And I'll tell you what, a lot of mandates with COVID, with masking, with vaccines and stuff is a big part of it too. Do you think the Republican Party is going to have a strong stance on that in 2022?
We are, and we already have been. The RNC has stood ready to sue Joe Biden's unconstitutional vaccine mandate to protect the rights of everyday Americans. Right now, that mandate has been put on hold by a court, but we stand ready right now to defend the rights of Americans and businesses. But I think that those mandates are a perfect example of the Democrat elitism and hypocrisy. The only people that it seems like Democrats don't want to put mandates on are illegal immigrants and criminals. Those seem to be the only people. Everyone else, if you're a law-abiding American citizen, then you're facing mandates from this administration. As a blatant contrast in my mind, there's no vaccine mandate, no testing requirement for illegal immigrants entering this country. But they want to enforce a vaccine mandate, testing requirements, mask mandates on you and your family. And I don't really understand how they can square that difference, because in my mind, there is no logical reason why you'd be so hypocritical, except for the fact that I think Democrats care more about their own power than in actually combating this virus or making sure that businesses and communities thrive. So we already have a strong stance on those mandates. We're fighting those mandates every day. And I think the American people can see the Democrats are complete hypocrites, and they're not buying this nonsense they're trying to sell to justify these unconstitutional mandates.
We're speaking with RNC Rapid Response Director Tommy Pigott. Last question before I let you go, Tommy. Tell me, can you map out for me what the achievable goals are for the Republican Party in 2022? How strong of a red wave, which is what people are expecting in 2022, do you anticipate that the Republican Party will achieve?
I think we're looking at a red wave of historic proportions. I think we're looking at something like 50 seats in the House. We're going to take back the Senate. But I want to preface me saying that only happens if we put in the work. And the RNC is already putting our foot, the pedal to the metal. We're going full speed ahead already, and we have been. We've already made 12 million volunteer voter contacts ahead of the midterm, and we're making millions more. We've invested many millions of dollars in community centers around the country that Republicans maybe haven't had a presence in, to say, hey, Democrats take your vote for granted, Republicans don't. We're already putting in that effort. And if we do, like we are doing, and if everyone gets off the sidelines, I think we're going to take back these majorities in historic fashion, send a super strong message that the American people have rejected Joe Biden's agenda. And when we take back those majorities, we're going to put a check and balance and stop the worst parts of Biden's destructive agenda from hurting the American people.
Well, it's hopefully the people who are listening right now understand that it does require action and support. Obviously donations, but not just donations, volunteer hours and word of mouth and being connected. And that's why we like to have you on the show. Tommy, thank you so much for being on with us today. It's a pleasure to speak with you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
We'll have you back again soon at Tommy Pigott on Twitter, and you can go follow him there. Always enjoy his conversations. You know, even if we do have that massive red wave, even if we do take 50 seats in the House and we take back the Senate, maybe a governor seat here and there, specifically Illinois, please. Even if we do all that, do you think that the Democrats, Brad, do you think that the Democrats are going to go, well, I mean, to use President Biden's words in 2010, that's a shellacking. Do you anticipate they'll be like, oh, we should really change our ways?
I don't think so. I think that they'll find a new boogeyman to make, and that's what they'll run on.
Well, they'll have 2 years left. I mean, President Biden can veto everything that comes across his desk, of course, and that's what will happen. But, you know, who were we just speaking to yesterday who said we need to send all of those things to his desk so that he has to take a stance on it?
Wasn't that Rep. Donald?
Yeah,
Donald's?
yeah, I think so. Byron Donalds yesterday. It's a good show yesterday. You need to podcast that one if you missed it. They're not going to hear the message that the American people send. So you're going to have to follow up on that in 2024. We got to do something to stop this massive, out of control spending that is, I mean, even what has been presented to the American people at this point in time is just the start of literally just the start. This is the first spending bill that they've put forward, and they still have 3+ years left. We have to do something to slam the brakes. We're not tapping the brakes in 2022. We are putting them into the floor. So
yeah, the goal isn't necessary. Like the end goal of 2022 shouldn't be to reverse everything that's been done, but at the very least, just like you said, slam on the brakes, put the car in park, and wait until we got a driver that can reverse it. And
make the president be on record for things as we are moving into 2024. Last night, Dana Perino suggested that when she was on with Tucker Carlson, when JB Pritzker's name came up, but Tucker said listed possible candidates. He said Tucker Carlson. He goes, who you probably never heard of. And I was like, probably not. She suggested one of the names that he left off the list is Hillary Clinton. We could have a Clinton-Trump rematch. Can you withstand that? Can your heart and your head and your soul withstand another Clinton-Trump sequel part 2? I don't know if I can, folks. I don't know if I can. If we have to, we'll do what we got to do. Brian Wiggins America. When we come back, don't go away.
The Annie Frey Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe. The Mark Cox Morning Show.
Couldn't go to the grocery store, but we would starve to death.
In St. Louis, you can have chickens.
In city limits?
Couldn't
Up
imagine
to 8.
doing that. No, thank you.
You know what I'm getting Carl for Christmas?
No,
Chicken?
you are not.
Yeah, do it. I'll help pay for that.
Weekday mornings 5 to 9.
There's no room for quitters on a job site. Not on the crew and not in the toolbox. When a job gets tough, I respond with force. My Master Force tools deliver power, performance, and durability that doesn't quit. Tools like my 20-volt cordless hammer drill. The brushless motor technology in that drill gives me up to 30% more power and 1.5 times the battery life. Professionals need tools they can rely on. Master Force tools. Available at Menards.
The rock holiday tradition returns. Trans-Siberian Orchestra live in concert. 2 shows, December 30th, 3 and 8 p.m. Enterprise Center. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Millions of fans have witnessed this one-of-a-kind audio-visual concert. Trans-Siberian Orchestra's Christmas Eve and Other Stories, live at Enterprise Center, December 30th. A holiday experience for the entire family.
Hi, this is Curtis Barks. I am the owner of Complete Auto Body and Repair, here to tell you about our touchless automotive service. If you're experiencing the constant struggles of having the kids home from school or just want more of that family time where you can listen to them teach you about what they do every day, we provide touchless automotive service, return the vehicle to you clean and ready to go in the comfort of your own home. Check us out online at CompleteAB.com for more information. If it's not perfect, it's not complete. Others can't compete with Complete Auto Body.
Dad, and service.
Oh yeah, and service.
He fixed the cars.
Hello, Marvin Mitchell here from Compass Retirement Solutions. Did you know that the average 3-year CD rate in the area was less than 1%? That's why we are excited to offer you several accounts that are short-term and pay better than bank rates. For example, we currently have a 3-year account paying 2.4% and a 5-year account paying 3.5% per year guaranteed. What a great place for your lazy money. You know, the money that you don't plan to use for the next 3 to 5 years. Now, terms and conditions do apply. So for more information, call 314-373-1598. Again, call 314-373-1598. This is Marvin Mitchell, and we would like to put your lazy money to work for you. Call 314-373-1598.
Guarantees are backed by the claims-paying ability of the issuing insurance company. Rates can change without notice. Investments and services offered through Compass Retirement Group, a registered investment advisory in Missouri and Illinois.
When we at AmericanEagle.com were asked by our client, Repair Clinic, to, well, repair their website, our digital marketing experts, like Tim, rolled up their sleeves and got to work. If you know Tim, you know that he loves a good challenge, which meant that this project was pretty much the highlight of Tim's year. From improving slow-loading performance that plagued our client's site to slashing duplicate pages and building an optimized sitemap, Tim was like a real-life action hero, but of website optimization. And our client reaped the benefits with major strides in their SEO, like more traffic, impressions, and revenue. Tim and the team even helped them create search and email marketing campaigns and better ongoing analytics tracking. However complex your digital challenges, from digital marketing and strategy to web development, UX, and more, talk to the experts at AmericanEagle.com. Don't just grow, soar.
If your sewer gets plugged outside, it could be a crossbore. A crossbore is when your natural gas line literally intersects with your sewer line underground. If you suspect a crossbore, call a qualified professional plumber rather than trying to do the work yourself. More info at mostsafegas.com.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling Studio. In addition to heating and cooling, Air Comfort Service also offers indoor air quality, water heater, and AeroSeal duct sealing services. Get in your comfort zone with aircomfortservice.com.
Back in the car and back on the road. We're with you. Dependable traffic with Sue Thomas. Driven by Ambassador Midwest Floor Company. The best way to deal with in-home traffic. Experience more at Ambassador Midwest Floor.
Oh, holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of our dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till he appeared and the soul felt its worth.
I need you to feel this.
A thrill of hope, the weary world rejoices, for yonder breaks.
Don't blow it. Don't blow it.
New and glorious.
Everyone Carrie Underwood cleared her throat in the middle of the song.
On your knees. Oh, hear the angel voices.
All right now.
Oh, night divine. Oh, night.
Chris wants some hand action.
Christ was born. Oh, night divine. Oh, night divine.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show, if you can't tell. This is, I just turned my mic off. This is Wiggins America, and we are very glad that you're here.
Wiggins! Oh! Wiggins!
Does that hurt?
No, the problem is, and I've talked to Carrie about this, is that she holds words over, she holds them too long. She's trying to be artistic. I get that, Carrie.
I think that you don't hold them long
She'll
enough.
say,
I
no.
don't know that this is a Carrie problem. This is probably No?
She'll even she used the at the beginning of a sentence, but she held it too long. So it throws her benefactors off. That's what I am.
You're her benefactor.
I am her benefactor because she's blazed the trail. I'm just kind of walking in it. I'm not, people don't think, oh, Wiggins America, he's a great singer. But I am, but they don't
That's why
think
we're doing
that.
this so people
Right.
know.
Right.
It's like a publicity tour.
Yeah.
At 12:45 on the Annie Frey Show.
Yeah. Every day between now and Christmas.
And maybe longer.
She's
got a pretty big album. Dan says all I can hear is Eric Cartman. I think you would polish up the Eric Cartman version of that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I think Eric Cartman is a character. I'm not doing a character. I'm just singing with my heart.
And it shows. It's funny because on the live stream, which seems to really just ascend, the numbers ascend when you start doing this.
Really?
Yeah, but you're like black over there. There's darkness all around you. The TV is throwing everything
and I'm
off.
wearing all black today. I feel like Johnny Cash.
And I think there's a booger on the TV behind you.
Is there?
Yeah, it just went down the toilet. It is a Mucinex commercial.
Oh, it was a commercial, not an actual booger.
No.
Okay. Like, it's a Mucinex commercial.
It's a really big booger if I can see
I was
it.
like, wow, no kidding. I got to see this.
No, it was a booger that had pants on.
Oh, I love this. John says Ryan has a creamy voice like Toblerone.
What?
I agree with that.
Wow.
Yeah, that's on the Facebook stream.
What does that mean?
Thank you, John. Well, Toblerone is a very creamy chocolate. He's
Oh, a
comparing
creamy. I thought you said creepy.
No, creamy voice like
Oh.
Toblerone, not creepy. Like, whoa, that sounds like a really good candy bar.
What would,
Weird.
What would possibly have been creepy about that?
No, nothing at all. Especially when I talk to Carrie, I'm talking to her through her window.
You're not really, talking, criticizing, but yes.
Yeah, criticizing.
Suggesting.
Carrie, I got some issues.
Some
And
things
one
you
of
could
them
improve.
is that you will not open this window ever.
That's a promise.
You guys have hit on some great topics so far. I've been listening and loved your first segment, and I loved Tommy Pigott, partially because I was headed in the same direction, and it makes my job easy. So
That's why I'm here.
yeah.
Rockin' 24 on YouTube says, Wiggins, keep your day job. Well, this is his day job.
Well, this is it. It's all part of it. So if you're just telling me not to sing, why don't you just come out and say that?
I don't know that he is. Maybe he's saying.
I don't know either.
It's good to say. That could be a compliment.
Maybe he's talking about somebody else because he spelled my last name with an E.
Oh, the other.
That's probably
Ryan,
somebody
that's
else.
the Ryan Wiggins.
Wiggins.
Yes.
Yeah. He's
often confused.
obviously talking about that
You should
other
hear-
person.
You should hear him say.
Yeah, that guy's terrible. So you guys were talking about the flip that's happened with the San Francisco mayor. Very, very fascinating. I mean, we just don't hear politicians do this anymore. It seems as if.
You want to hear it?
Yes, please, if you have it.
The San Francisco mayor.
It's
London Breed.
time that the reign of criminals who are destroying our city, it is time for it to come to an end. And it comes to an end when we take the steps to be more aggressive with law enforcement, more aggressive with the changes in our policies, and less tolerant of all the that has destroyed our city.
You're not wrong.
No, well, that was my question for you. Is when you hear that, it's a 180-degree reversal from where they've been, and now Pelosi's echoing that. And you guys talked about that a little bit. What is your reaction when you hear that?
Pelosi didn't really echo it. She's like, crime seems to be up. Does anybody know why?
Yeah, well, yeah.
There was no like, we need to do something about it. It's like, man, somebody should do something here.
I was
What's
impressed.
going on?
I was impressed though because she didn't. Somehow they're going to spin this and say, "Well, it's Republicans' fault." I mean, they're going to do that.
Yeah.
They haven't done it yet, apparently, but
Actually, I saw on maybe it was Tucker Carlson. I should pull this where somebody was talking about that, and this Democrat strategist listed some bill that no Republicans voted for that was supposed to do something for the police, and he's like, they voted to defund the police then, and it was the contortion that this man had to go through in order to arrive there. It was so stupid. I think that if you just conceptually think about this mayor, her name's London Breed. If you think about her being the mayor of Seattle when the chop zone thing was going on, imagine the mayor coming into that chop zone area and saying what she just said there.
Yeah.
Whoa. That is such a breakneck, like you said, 180. I'm all about better late than never.
That was kind of my question is, what's your initial reaction? Because mine is, well, I told you so, but that's the wrong reaction.
It's not a product. It's not the wrong reaction, but it's the wrong reply. If you're talking with people who are on the other side, this is, to use the word, progress.
Yeah, it's not the wrong reaction. It's the wrong conclusion, because I don't want to end there, because the point is, yes, we're not trying to do things that are quote unquote conservative. We're trying to do things that work the best for everyone.
Wouldn't you like to hear Tashara Jones say something like that?
Exactly. If you can come to that conclusion, I don't care what side of the aisle you're on, because truth is objective. If you can find it, that's what we're looking for.
Yeah.
And so I just wanted to see, like, how do you bang your head against the wall on this issue, and do you look to other issues now?
Silent, massive eye roll.
I know.
And then it's like, well, good job, Mayor London Breed.
No, I'm glad to hear you say it, because that's where I am too. Is initially you sort of throw your hands up in exhaustion, and you're like, okay, good. I'm so glad you got there.
Yeah.
But then you think of the myriad of other issues that you're warning about.
The consequence of her doing this is going to save people's lives.
Exactly.
That's why there's no time for, let's check the scoreboard here and see who was right. That's no time for that.
And really what it's all about is, I gotta find the version.
I always tell you the song.
Shall he break for the slave?
Oh, what did she change the words?
Probably. She's Carrie Underwood. She can do whatever she wants.
She's frustrating me. She's becoming a problem, Annie, and we all know it.
Here it is.
Okay.
You got 6 seconds. Oh, no, that's not it. There's more where this came from.
At Performance Eye Care, we put the utmost care in our eye exams. If you're avoiding your eye appointment because you fear the dreaded air puff, or you're scared of leaving with dilated eyes for the rest of the day, worry no more. By utilizing the latest technology, we've been able to eliminate the uncomfortable air puff, and we don't need to dilate your eyes. That means no anticipatory blinking and no discomfort. Just a simple, state-of-the-art instrument yielding more accurate results. Now is the time to use up your FSA, HSA, and vision insurance coverage before the end of the year. You can apply your FSA and health spending accounts on exams, contact lenses, and even eyeglasses. We can verify your coverage and still get you in before the end of the year so you don't lose your benefits. Make an appointment with one of our friendly eye care professionals at any of our 8 metro area locations on both sides of the river at performanceeyecare.com. That's performanceeyecare.com.
This is the season of big celebrations, weddings, graduations. Be sure you can see them clearly. Mark Cox here for my friends over at Brenton Vision. My wife, Michelle, went to Brenton Vision, had a modern version of LASIK called RLE. That is lens replacement, and she no longer needs glasses or readers, doesn't have to be concerned about cataracts. And when my son walks across the stage, she'll be able to see it clearly. You can too. Dr. Jason Brenton is a Harvard-trained surgeon, and he has got thousands of satisfied customers right here in the greater St. Louis area. You can find out online at BrentonVision.com. You can take a test to see what you might be a candidate for. Brenton Vision is the only place in St. Louis where you'll find all 7 forms of modern vision correction. Call them today at 314-375-2020, 314-375-2020. You can book right now online at BrentonVision.com.
Do you check your Google search results regularly? You should. People often get their first impression of you or your business online. Negative comments on the internet can impact your life and your livelihood. Take control of your online reputation. Get your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com. It may reveal negative posts from an ex-employee, upset patient or client, news article, legal issue, or even exposed personal information right there in your Google search results. Uncover what's lurking on the internet about you with reputationdefender.com's patented scan and get your free reputation report card. Or for immediate assistance with your reputation, call 800-486-2205. Our cutting-edge technology helps make your Google search results look their best. Call 800-486-2205. That's 800-486-2205. 800-486-2205. Or take the free scan at reputationdefender.com.
KFTK FM Florissant, driven by the Bomarito Automotive Group, 97.1 FM Talk.
An Odyssey station.
Back-to-back tragedies. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. Another round of powerful storms, including suspected tornadoes in the Midwest and Great Plains, are now blamed for at least 5 deaths. 3 in Kansas, 1 in Iowa, and in Minnesota, where a 40-foot tree fell on a man outside his home. This just days after a swarm of tornadoes hit the Midwest and the South, now blamed for at least 75 deaths in Kentucky alone, though the number reported missing has fallen to 16.
You know, I look forward in the weeks to come when, while we won't have rebuilt, that people can walk down their streets without rubble on the sidewalk, where they can get a better picture of what things can look like as we move forward.
Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear today commending the federal government's response. The U.S. Senate just sending President Biden a bill that would ban nearly all imports from China's Xinjiang region unless businesses can prove they were produced without forced labor. This follows a new round of U.S. sanctions over the same human rights concerns.
The U.S. is imposing sanctions on a number of Chinese biotech firms, surveillance companies, and research institutes supporting the Chinese military. It's the latest American response to what the U.S. calls a genocide against minority Uyghurs. The Commerce Department says China's government is using biotech advances to control its people. The action means American companies are effectively banned from selling components to the Chinese entities.
Fox's Simon Owen in London. China denies any abuses, insisting it's taken necessary steps to combat terrorism and a separatist movement. Another debt limit drama is off the table until after the midterm elections. President Biden signing a more than $2 trillion lift for the nation's debt ceiling today, passed by Congress this week. America is listening to Fox News.
Cancer. So many lives are touched by cancer. In fact, 1 in 2 men and 1 in 3 women will be diagnosed with cancer. At the American Cancer Society, we're on a mission to free the world from cancer. It's a big mission, driven by little things like a ride to treatment, a free place to stay, a 24/7 helpline. But these little things are really the big things, because to a cancer patient and their family, they're everything. And every day we reach thousands of cancer patients who so desperately need these services. But we need your help to get these critical services to more people and families in need this holiday season. Go to cancer.org and join the fight against cancer. It takes just minutes to donate and help provide essential support to cancer patients and their families. Don't wait. More than 1 in 3 people will be diagnosed with cancer. Go to cancer.org right now and make a difference. Go to cancer.org.
Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling weather with Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
More and more sunshine and less wind this afternoon. Temperatures cooler, but still above average. 58 for the high. Tonight, the evening's dry, but the clouds on the increased rain developing towards morning. 38 Friday, just plain wet. It's a cold rain all day long, soaking rain as temperatures hold in the 40s all day on Friday. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
97.1 FM Talk is proud to partner once again with generous community supporters like you to raise funds for SSM Health Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital's Tree of Hope year-end campaign. You're helping SSM Health Cardinal Glennon continue to fund programs that are not always covered by insurance. Because of you, children in our community receive the very best care, regardless of their family's financial situation. Go to treeofhope.org/971 FM Talk to make your year-end donation.
I'm Chris Walls, and I'm a truck driver from Missouri. For 13 hours a night, I sit in my truck and I drive. Out of boredom, I'll stop and eat. If I'm not doing fast food, I guarantee there's a bag of chips open on my dashboard. That was all until Andro 400. I started out 4 months ago, and since taking Andro 400, I have dropped 45 pounds. I'm sleeping better. There's no cravings. I actually don't even think about food. My knee pain went away. I've had some lower back issues, and I've noticed that went away, and I can only contribute that to Andro 400. One thing that Andro 400 said on the radio ad is it attacks belly fat. Well, let me tell you, it did. The second month is where I saw a drastic change in the size of my stomach. I've lost 6 inches. This product really does work.
So guys, if you'd like to experience similar results, then get Andro 400, the safe, natural, and inexpensive way to boost your testosterone. Go to andro400.com or call 888-400-0435. 888-400-0435.
Mark Cox here. Guys, let Victory Men's Health help you regain your vitality by optimizing your hormones, vitamins, and sexual health. Victory Men's Health has the most cutting-edge technologies to treat ED. They have wave therapy. Listen, this is the biggest advancement for men with ED since the launch of Viagra. That's pretty incredible. They do the treatments in their office. Victory Men's Health offers wave therapy in both their Illinois and Missouri location. Check them out online today at victorymenshealth.com.
Hi guys, it's Andrew with Pineview Medical Clinic. Are you struggling with erectile dysfunction and sick of the pills? Well, we have a major medical advancement that has helped thousands of men. The wave technology at Pineview Medical Clinic was tested by Cambridge University and the Cleveland Clinic, and the results are in. It's proven to increase blood flow by repairing blood vessels. No pills and no side effects. If you're ready to put a stop to your ED by treating the root cause, call us now, and not only will the assessment and blood flow ultrasound be free, we'll also include something unique that produces powerful and instant results in the bedroom. I don't think I've ever seen it fail. This is a $600 value, free to those that call in the next 2 minutes. 314-530-7777. That's 314-530-7777. Guys, put a stop to your erectile dysfunction and get your love life back. Call Pineview Medical Clinic now to qualify. 314-530-7777.
Hi, this is Ken.
And Lori Heisey of Heisey Advisory Group. We're dedicated to helping individuals and families work toward their financial goals.
If you're retiring soon, join us Saturday at 9:30 a.m. for your Retirement Highway.
Investment advisory services by individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
For details and a list of all station contest rules, visit www.971talk.com/rules. 97.1 FM Talk is now streaming on the Odyssey app. It's your home for streaming The Mark Cox Show, Brian Kilmeade, The Annie Frey Show, and Mark Reardon on your phone. The Odyssey app for streaming 97.1 FM Talk. This hour of The Annie Frey Show is sponsored by The Loading Dock, with a unique and beautiful ice skating rink to enjoy this time of year. Go to GraftonLoadingDock.com.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong. I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is The Annie Frey Show.
Here. So I'm going to ask it again. Maybe it's me. Do you believe that we should forgive a criminal act in the name of social justice?
Senator, I share the view that we should be unbiased, but I also share the view that our criminal justice system and our process is very individualized. So what should happen in any particular case is a matter of the process and the very specific facts in that case.
That a criminal act should be forgiven in the name of social justice?
It's a fair question, don't you think, Senator Kennedy there, asking about the mercy that comes along with social justice this is, I feel like if we were asking this question 15 years ago, that people would say, excuse me, what? And I know that a lot of people would suggest that if you're on that side of the issue, if you're the pro social justice side of the issue, that you would consider 15 years of time passing in order to make it so that that would be a factor in how we react to people who are committing crimes in our country. You'd consider that progress. We have come up with a rubric, an entire pathway to being an effectively prosecutable criminal in our country. We're working really hard to protect people who want to commit crime. And then the same politicians who are working to create this type of institution remind these people that their situations in life are unfair. That one way or another, these people who are so poor that they have to steal. I mean, remember in New York City where there was a suggestion, I think if my memory serves me right, they were talking about medicines or something like that. That if somebody was sick and they needed to steal medicine in order to take care of themselves, that we should allow that.
I do remember them talking about that, or somebody saying something
Like
about that.
6 months ago. I don't remember what it was. There's so many instances where we are working so incredibly hard as politicians. Our political elite class is working so hard to make sure that the people in our country who are impoverished can exist in this country continuing to be impoverished. Instead of working on active solutions to get people out of poverty, instead of working on solutions to getting people the leg up, the hand up that they need potentially in order to understand and have access to the things that would provide them the funds they need so they don't have to steal stuff. We get people in political office who say, well, you don't know what it's like to be them. And if they can't afford this, then if they're stealing it, we really shouldn't punish them for that. That's seriously a political answer to poverty, is that, well, poverty really sucks. And if you don't know what poverty's like, you're lucky. And if you've never had to steal a loaf of bread to feed your family, you're lucky. We need to make it so that people who are so poor that they have to steal bread can steal bread. That's the solution. It's a really sad state of affairs. Who was that?
Ann Rachel Traum was the judicial nominee
that
there.
was being questioned.
Mm-hmm.
Here's more from Senator Kennedy.
So the outcome of any case is always highly individualized based on the process and the facts.
What's your
of that
favorite
case.
color?
Blue.
Thank you. I got one. I'm one for about 20. I can't vote for you. Not if you're not going to answer questions. I mean, that was embarrassing.
Senator Kennedy is just a gem. We've really, there's a very purposeful effort that has been engaged for quite some time. You know, I graduated college in 2006, in the summer of 2006, and I was in communication school, got a TV radio degree. And it was an interesting time because it was the end of the Bush years, and really where my recollection was that people had become very disenchanted with the wars that we were in. But throughout the course of my college years, as I've said before, I was a senior in high school when September 11th happened. So I was in college from 2002 to 2006. So we were still stunned from the September 11th attacks, and we watched as the United States tried to get their, I guess, essential revenge on the people who plotted this out. And it just, it became political, like everything. And it became a divisive issue for people who are trying to live their everyday lives. It certainly was on a college campus. But I noticed specifically in my college campuses so much of a left lean to how conversations in classrooms were conducted. I remember in my communications class, I think it was media critical theory, where we were instructed that it was the responsibility of the media, of the press, to lean just opposite of the party in power, which at the time I didn't really agree with. I thought, the point of the media should be to seek truth and to expose it. And whoever gets caught in the crossfire, save maybe a few certain circumstances when you're involving innocent people, children or whatever. We had a media ethics class. Did you know that there's a media ethics class? We were told that the political lean of the people covering an administration should be to the opposite. And the indication was that was to push, to challenge, to question everything. I don't know that that's really what was going on in college in the middle aughts, if you will, in 2005 and 2006. I think that it was at that point likely an excuse for leftists to have the lean that they had. Then President Barack Obama got elected, and they leaned so far they fell flat on their faces, and they haven't gotten up again. So when President Obama is in office for 8 years, was Fox News supposed to lean just to the right of center in order to effectively challenge the administration that had the power in the United States? Was that what he was supposed to do? Of course, that's not what they said. The college institutions have gone so far. What they're talking about today is what we will have to brace ourselves for in about 8 years. When the class of people who are in school right now, who are being indoctrinated by crazy ideals coming from professors who have an axe to grind and a captive audience, paying tens of thousands of dollars to state schools all across the country that are being funded by the federal government through student loans that a lot of these kids will never be able to pay back, with degrees that don't get them jobs or degrees that do get them jobs that pay $40,000 a year. It does feel a little bit like a scheme. And then when the political power that is in charge, that the indoctrinators in the college classrooms support, come out and say, "Oh, we need to pay off student loans for these kids. This is unfair." Who's encouraging these kids who, let's be honest, at 18, you very rarely really know what you're doing in life. It is something to be said that we enlist 18-year-old kids into the military. Those are the exceptions to the rule, folks. Mm-hmm. These are the people who have a sense of self and duty at a very young age. They are the exception to the rule. That's why they're so freaking amazing. That's why we are so grateful to them, because they are the exceptional among us. The list of things that I didn't know at 18 years old that I should have known, I'll give you one that has to do with college. I went. Now, folks, before I tell you the story and you just think I'm the dumbest person in the entire world, I've grown. I've learned a few things. I'm not the stupidest person that exists in the world, but I was stupid and naive at 18. I went into my college counselor's office or whatever it was to schedule my classes. Brad, I did not know that college wasn't all-day school. They asked me what I wanted, like what kind of classes do you want to take? What do you want your schedule to be like? And I was like, I didn't know.
School classes.
I thought I was going to be in class from 8 to 3 or something like that. I still to this day in my bones, I can feel the Christmas morning excitement that I was going to be in school for 3 hours, a couple of days a week. And then the other few days, it might be 2.5. And I was going to get to like work and earn money and start to be a little bit of a grown up. I did not know that. I got all the way into the academic counselor's office where they were asking me questions and I didn't know. Should I have? Probably. How would that have happened? Like, I don't feel like I was going down the path of life and they're like, here's where you need to go to, here's all the information you need. And I was like, I don't need that. And I just skipped that exit ramp. I was probably learning a lot of things. I was probably told that at some point, but it didn't register in my head. I have an older sister who was graduating from college from the same school. I just didn't know because I was 18. And at 18, there are so many things that you don't know.
So many things.
These you look at how we take these young kids, you stick them in a college classroom. These professors shove this stuff in their head that has nothing to do. I will say this till I'm blue in the face. Colleges should be factories for employers and employees. That's why they are there. They should create people who sustain themselves and even more sustain other people with innovative ideas, work ethic, and a sense of responsibility. But you stick these kids in there who are going to college, who don't even understand how college works on day one, and they're signing student loans. They're signing papers to take out an enormous amount of money. That is, the federal government's like, here, have some more. You can do all this stuff. I was an RA, and you knew when the student loan checks came in, kids walking in with some sweet stuff.
Mm-hmm. I remember that. I didn't actually go away to school.
I didn't either.
For
the record.
I lived at home.
Yeah.
And I didn't live in a dorm, and I drove and I commuted to school. But
probably communicated.
I started out at a community college.
Smart move.
And but I burned up a lot of Pell Grant money. So I burned up a lot of your money.
But you didn't know.
Not knowing what I wanted to do.
And the federal government will throw as much of that at these kids as they possibly can. Keep them in school as long as you can. When you got them in the classroom, you got them. Because when they get out, which party that's talking about funding these kids into oblivion regarding student loans and how much federal money is just readily available to you? You don't even know what to do with money when you have it. You don't even know how lucky you are to have Pell Grants and federally funded student loans that allow you to go to college, because to you, college is not about becoming a responsible employee or employer. It's about college. It's about football games and parties. And yeah, you go to school, and then if you're a doof like me, you realize you don't even have to go to school the whole freaking day. And you're just like, let's do this thing. And you slowly go through college, and you are formed and you are shaped, and you probably struggle a bit with money over the course of time, and you start to learn things. And right at that vulnerable moment, you have educators who are telling you, oh, it's going to be hard to pay these student loans back. And you have politicians who are saying, you've got all this money, how are you ever going to do that? You get people saying, Chuck Schumer, the leader of the Senate, saying we should have $50,000 in student loan forgiveness for every kid out there that has these federal loans. And they want to extend it past that if you've consolidated loans. It's really unbelievable. But it's like a ploy. It's like somebody on the street corner trying to lure you into buying something, and you don't know what you got until you get home and you realize you got hosed. That's what it feels like. It's like it's a Trojan horse. It's a big problem. And the Republicans have sensibility, they have objectivity, they have rational approaches to issues that we have, and that's not what the Democrats do. They only appeal to your emotional senses, to your concern about, your worry, your anxiety, and they try to quell that without giving any actual solutions. And all that happens in the whole process is they continue to retain power and expand it and expand government. And the more government there is, the more Democrats that can be elected or appointed to these different things. It's a racket. When we come back, we're going to talk with Amy Cordy. She's going to talk to us about something that the state of Illinois could be doing to help kids, and we are for that if it actually does help kids. So stick around. We'll talk with Amy Cordy of the Illinois Policy Institute. She's their vice president of policy. When we come back, and in the 2 o'clock hour, we have a giveaway. Trans-Siberian Orchestra giveaway in the 2 o'clock hour. You're going to want to stick around to hear how you can win those tickets. Ryan will be in here. Trish will be in here. And boy, do we have a Ryan treat for you. Brad did something, and it's hilarious. And we will have that for you in the 2 o'clock hour. Stick around. Amy Cordy when we come back.
This is the Annie Frey Show. Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie. History looks back on times like this. Where do you stand? 97.1 FM Talk is here to spotlight what would otherwise be left in the dark. Right here, right now. 97.1 FM Talk.
This is Ryan Wiggins. I don't know who uses the phrase new year, new you in real life. Clearly, I don't. But if you are one of those people who sets New Year's resolutions and you're looking to better yourself One of those things that's maybe on your list is teeth whitening. A lot of people do that this time of year. A lot of people look forward to the new year and say, I'm going to do some things that have been on my list for a long time that I've not done. Dr. Ty Parker does that. He does a lot of things, actually. I've always recommended the sleep apnea mouth guard because, man, does it help me so much. I get so much less sleep now, but it's because I need less sleep. I can sleep for 5 or 6 hours a night and feel fine, whereas before it was like 8 hours. So whatever it is for you, self-betterment of any kind, maybe it's just doing your appointments because you haven't in a long time. Give my friend, Dr. Ty Parker, a call. He's in Fairview Heights, right at the entrance to Fairview Heights, between Collinsville and Fairview, right there in the Fountains Plaza next to Shogun, right off of 64, easy to get to and easy to make appointments with, and you'll enjoy your experience. FountainsFamilyDentistry.com is where you can find their phone number and make appointments. FountainsFamilyDentistry.com.
After 36 years, Ambassador has floored over 15,000 homes for St. Louis's top home builders.
Midwest has floored St. Louis homes and businesses for over 82 years.
Together, Ambassador Midwest Floor offers you more experience with over 100 master craftsman installers.
Refresh your home. Choose Ambassador Midwest Floor.
See the largest selection of Mohawk, Karastan, and other name brands.
And save $500 off select Mohawk and Karastan floor styles.
Get the finest installation and experience more at Ambassador
Midwest Floor.
If you filed a tax extension in April, don't wait until it's too late to handle your tax issues. Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Drury Law Firm. Every year, thousands of Missourians file extensions when their taxes are due in April. But what people don't know is the extension only moves your deadline to file your return, not to pay your taxes. So if you didn't pay anything back in April, you could now owe taxes plus interest plus penalties. You think you bought yourself time, but really you've just added to the total bill. If this sounds like you, call the Lance Drury Law Firm today. I am a local tax attorney with an A+ BBB rating, and I will meet with you right away to help handle your tax problems quickly. The deadline to file your return after an extension has already passed, so call the Lance Drury Law Firm now before it's too late. Remember, if you have IRS issues, you have legal issues. Call attorney Lance Drury, 314-238-7360, or go to Lance, DRURYlaw.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Guys, 2021's been a roller coaster year, so spoil her this Christmas by giving her the next best thing to wearing nothing at all with soft, silky, naturally nude pajamas, exclusively from Pajamagram, America's PJ experts. Sensuous and smooth, naturally nude pajamas feel just like her own bare skin. Even more alluring than lingerie, the texture and touch of these pajamas is so seductive that you'll both love the feel of them. She'll love the feeling of wearing next to nothing at all, and you'll love the way they look. Check them out at Pajamagram.com. Best of all, Pajamagram does the wrapping for you with free gift packaging. Order today, and Pajamagram will also include a free matching naturally nude nightie with the purchase of naturally nude pajamas. That's free gift packaging and a free naturally nude nightie when you order today. Just go to Pajamagram.com. It's fast, easy, and delivery by Christmas is guaranteed. That's Pajamagram.com.
If your home needs an upgrade, don't get frustrated, get solutions. Call Lakeside Renovation and Design to transform your space into the home of your dreams. Our custom carpentry work has been wowing homeowners for over 20 years. Whether you want a deck or porch, a gorgeous sunroom, a remodeled basement, or more, our award-winning team does it all with in-house skilled carpenters. We even stand behind our work with a lifetime workmanship warranty. Request a free consultation at 636-978-5000. You'll love your home all over again.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show. Interact with Annie on Facebook. The Annie Frey Show.
I wasn't expecting, but who am I to tell Faye where it's supposed to go with it? Don't you blink, you might miss it. See, we got a right to just love it or leave it. You find it and keep it, because it ain't every day you get the chance to say.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. Thank you for spending some of your Thursday with us. We appreciate it. We know it's a choice, and we are always glad when you choose to spend some time here on 97.1 FM Talk with the Annie Frey Show. I want to speak to our guest now. Amy Cordy joins us. She is the Vice President of Policy, IllinoisPolicy.org. Amy, welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. Great to have you here.
Hi, Annie.
Hello. You're talking about an issue with us today that is very important to me, and it's something that's in the realm that helps people potentially with school choice in the state of Illinois. But talk to me a little bit about this act that is facing Illinois, what the legislature has done with it so far, how we are working to make sure that kids have the ability to be in the best educational situation that can be afforded to them.
Illinois has a program called the Invest in Kids Act in place. It was passed in 2017, but it was passed for only a certain number of years. So it was originally set to expire in 2022. And this past year, Governor Pritzker actually said that he wanted to reduce the program to lower the amount of the tax credit. And that would help what he called close a tax loophole. And the program was definitely under threat in this past year, but the General Assembly in the spring of 2021 extended the program by another year to 2023 and did not pass the governor's proposed reduction of the program. And the program, as it operates now, it allows taxpayers to designate, if they're individuals, they can designate a particular school or set of schools and then give money to a scholarship fund to send kids to those schools. And those would be non-public schools, so private schools or parochial schools. And then that donation, those taxpayers can take and deduct it from their, or take it as a credit against their state income tax liability. Businesses can contribute as well. They just can't designate particular schools right now, but they definitely can contribute to the program. So it's called a tax credit scholarship program. And what those scholarships do is provide a lifeline for kids of families of either low income or very modest means. And it allows those families to choose non-public schools for their kids to attend. So it's really a great boon. It's a leg up for kids who might not have good educational options going to their assigned local public school. And those kids now can take scholarship money, if they are lucky enough to get a scholarship, and take that to a school that better suits their needs. So if your kid has particularly difficult learning disabilities that maybe a private school is better equipped to handle, or your kid just isn't in a great public school and they need better educational options for them to really reach their potential, this program allows families who qualify to take their scholarship money and go to some of those other private schools. And the program is, right now, it offers a 75% tax credit for donors to the program. And the governor originally in 2021 had proposed to limit that to 40%. And that really would make it a much less affordable option for donors of more modest means to, only be able to take 40% of that donation as a credit against their income tax liability. And it definitely would just discourage donations to the program. But like I said, fortunately, the General Assembly did not let that happen. And the program still right now is 75% creditable.
Amy Cordy with us right now, Vice President of Policy at Illinois Policy Institute. What kind of success have we seen from what has been in place so far since 2017?
Well, since the program was passed in 2017, thousands of kids have enrolled, and the program has become so popular that while about 7,600 students are currently in it, there's a wait list of at least 26,000 students who are seeking spots in the program, but there's just not enough scholarship money right now in the program to give to all those kids. So it has enjoyed enormous popularity among parents. It has given a lot of kids, my organization has talked to families of kids who were bullied at their previous school and they got to switch schools and they're in a better school environment for them and for their families. We've talked to families who had kids with special educational needs and behavioral challenges, kids from difficult backgrounds, and they are now thriving at their private schools, which are handling those issues well. And then other kids who've benefited have, they've really had the chance to really thrive and get more challenging curriculum and more extracurricular offerings at some of the parochial and private schools that they've been able to attend through these tax credit scholarships. So it's definitely given, like I said, a lifeline to some kids who were really struggling in their assigned public schools.
Amy, when people are hearing this and they know that this is about as close to school choice as Illinois has been so far, and maybe they're strong supporters of that, do you recommend that they call their legislators now to talk about this issue? Is this something that is going to be hitting the legislators' plate in a short amount of time?
Well, we sure hope so. Yes. I think that letting their legislators know that they really support this program and that they're thankful to the General Assembly for saving it this past spring, and they'd like to see it extended and, given a much longer timeline, maybe even made permanent, that would definitely be ideal, so that these kids can count on these scholarship opportunities year after year after year and not have to wonder, am I going to be able to go back to the school that I'm doing well in next year? And how about the year after? So, yeah, I think that, we definitely are hoping that legislation will move this year that will extend the life of this program and invigorate it and make it even better. And I think this is a great thing for the state of Illinois. It's a bright spot. Many, many states across the country have passed these educational opportunity programs in just this past year, and Illinois is in good company. This is the direction that states are going, and it's great to offer people more options, especially people of modest means who don't have the options to necessarily pay for private school out of their own pocketbooks.
Yeah, school choice does exist for people who can afford it. It's the people who can't afford to choose where they send their children to go to school that don't have the options. When I hear that Governor Pritzker is trying to pull this back, does that reflect as well on the Democrats in the legislature? Or do you think that there is a likelihood, or at least a possibility, that there will be strong support from both parties? This could be a bipartisan response when the legislature hopefully does take it up.
This is absolutely bipartisan. I think that's one of the really wonderful things about this issue and this program. It crosses the aisle. There are very strong supporters of Illinois' tax credit scholarship program among Democrats in the state legislature. And it certainly extends to both Democrats and to Republicans who are trying to save this program and beef it up so that Illinois school kids can have more options. And like you said, everybody has school choice except for poor people. And this gives people who wouldn't have the opportunity to buy a house outside of their current district or to send their kids to private school. It should give more and more of those people the chance to send their kids to a school that's best for them.
Yeah, it gives you that choice. It's empowering to the individual. And honestly, at the end of the day, it's what's best for the kid, which is really what we should be focusing on. Thank you so much, Amy. Great to speak with you. Hope you have a Merry Christmas. We appreciate you and Illinois Policy Institute on the Annie Frey Show each and every day.
Thanks so much, Annie. Thanks for having me.
Of course. IllinoisPolicy.org. Amy Cordy there, the Vice President of Policy. I want to read this tweet here. Corey DeAngelis, who's a friend of the Annie Frey Show, he's been on with us multiple times, and he's one of the really leading advocates for school choice across the country, nationally. He retweeted this person. She said, so Corey tweeted and said, New Hampshire government schools spend over $19,000 per student. And I'll interject here and say, Google sometime cost per student in your area and in your state. You'll be shocked what the taxpayer funded education cost per student is. New Hampshire government schools spend over $19,000 per student. Education freedom accounts are about $4,600 per student, which is a New Hampshire plan, something kind of like what we're talking about here in Illinois. So this person retweets this and says, this guy wants me to pay more in taxes. So a parent sending their kid to a private school gets $4,600 off of their taxes. Not going to happen. If parents want a private school education for their kids, they pay for it. This is so obtuse. It is so maddening to hear that, because essentially what she's saying two things here. She's saying that rich people can send their kids wherever they want, and I'm not here to help them. And if you want that type of a thing, then you need to pay for it. Well, that eliminates anybody who can't afford that option. So basically, school choice is for rich people, and that's the way she wants to keep it. And the second thing here, folks, that I, like you, want to reiterate to individuals like this, when I pay tuition for parochial education for my kids, because in my family specifically, I know this isn't for everybody's cup of tea, which is why it's a school choice. In my family, being in a Christian environment is the most important thing for these formative years. It's worth any sacrifice that we have to make in order to make that possible. It'd be worth every sacrifice that we could make to make that possible for our kids. And I'm telling you what, parochial schools Private schools are not full of rich people. They're full of people who understand priority for themselves in their family, and they work to make that happen. They sacrifice in places that other people may not have to because they've prioritized that kind of education for their kids, and it is absolutely their right to do so. But on top of that, to suggest that if a parent wants a private school education for their kids, they pay for it. There are a lot of people who never even put a child through a classroom who are paying for the education of other kids. I don't understand for the life of me why, if I am simultaneously paying inordinate amount of property taxes in the state of Illinois, that the vast majority of the breakdown of where those dollars go to is the education system in my area. I am funding the public education of children who are not mine, while I am also funding the parochial education for children that are mine, because yes, I have the choice, and yes, I'm going to do what's best for them. Why in the world, while my kids are in a classroom, should the tax dollars that I'm paying for public education, which does include, it's the education of the public, folks. That's what it is. We are investing in an educated public. Footnote, not in an indoctrinated public, but I digress. Back to my original point. If we are investing in a public that is educated, and that includes my kids, why can't my tax dollars for the duration of the time that my kids are in school go to the credit of my kids in a classroom that is somewhere else other than a publicly funded school? That's not even advocating for no public education. When my kids are up and grown, I'm still going to be paying taxes. That's still going to be going to fund other people's kids who are in that classroom. And when my kid is not in that classroom, he's taking that classroom ratio, teacher to student, down a notch. Isn't that a good thing? Why in the world are other kids more entitled to my educational tax dollars that I'm paying, that I earned when I went to work, that my husband is paying when he earned, when he went to work? Why are my kids not entitled to benefit from the education that those are funding when we are making those payments into the system? It doesn't make any sense. The structure, the system relies on that. And if you start to cause cracks in that system to expand, there is a whole house of cards that comes down that exists between lobbyists, teachers unions, and funded politicians who those two groups, they keep each other in power. They keep the cycle going. I'm not against public education. I'm not against an educated public. I think there are a lot of ways that we could do it better. But why is a student in a classroom that I don't know, in a classroom I've never been in, more entitled to my education tax dollars that I'm paying than my own children are? I don't understand the answer to that question. I don't understand how people advocate for that. And I really don't understand why people are so against school choice for poor kids. Explain that one to me. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
I've never seen it, but I found this love. I'm gonna feed it.
The Annie Frey Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
Cause you're so damn beautiful. Read it. It's signed and delivered. Let's seal it. Boy, we go together like peanuts and paydays, Molly and reggae, and everybody needs to get a chance to say.
The Mark Reardon Show.
We are joined right now by Missouri Congresswoman Vicky Hartzler.
What we are seeing is, in the eyes of both China and Russia, that they are viewing this president as weak and our nation as weak after the debacle that happened in Afghanistan.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
You want to retire soon, but everyone keeps telling you to wait until you're 65. After all, that's the age that you qualify for Medicare and you're close to full retirement age. I'm Marvin Mitchell, president of Compass Retirement Solutions. In my new book, Retire Early, The 9 Critical Decisions When Retiring Before 65, I discuss proper planning to help make early retirement possible. When to take Social Security, what to do with your 401k, healthcare, how to maximize retirement income, and much more. Get a complimentary copy of Retire Early by calling 1-800-743-8510. That's 1-800-743-8510. Can you retire early? Call 1-800-743-8510 for your copy of Retire Early, the 9 Critical Decisions When Retiring Before 65.
Investments and services offered through Compass Retirement Group, a registered investment advisory in Missouri and Illinois. Compass Retirement Solutions is not affiliated with the U.S. government or any governmental agency.
Dealing with car repairs can feel like a lose-lose situation because you lose your money and you lose your time. Mark Cox here for my friends at Car Shield. If you don't have the right coverage, just one repair can bleed you dry. Since I called Car Shield, I don't have to worry about expensive repairs anymore. Their administrators handle the paperwork and expensive payments, so I don't have to. That's a win-win. Seriously, they could save you thousands. I get to pick my mechanic to do the work. CarShield's administrators take care of the rest. It's like having your own personal team of auto repair problem solvers, and they can provide roadside assistance, rental coverage, trip reimbursement, all at no additional charge, whether your car has 5,000 miles or 150,000 miles. They have monthly coverage options to fit your budget. Get coverage today. Find out why CarShield cars go farther. Visit carshield.com/KFTK to save 10%. That's carshield.com/KFTK. A deductible may apply.
Businesses are struggling right now, which means a lot of good workers are being laid off. If this has happened to you, contact your employer and ask them to look into the Missouri Department of Labor's Shared Work Program at sharedwork.mo.gov.
Hi, this is Roel Vestiens, Belden President and CEO. We're proud to call St. Louis our home and always welcome the holiday spirit of this great city. On behalf of the Belden team here in St. Louis and our 8,500 team members from around the world, I wish you a happy and connected holiday season.
Did you know you can sell any house within just 7 minutes without any fees, commissions, banks, or headaches? ChrisBuysHomesSTL.com is looking to make you a cash offer on your house today, no matter the size or condition. We buy vacant houses, inherited houses, fixer-uppers, beautiful houses, townhouses, condos, and apartment buildings. If you have a house and are just even thinking of selling, visit us at ChrisBuysHomesSTL.com. Leave us your info and we'll reach out to you, ask you some basic questions about your property, and make you a cash offer within just 7 minutes. Remember, when you sell your house to ChrisBuysHomesSTL.com, you get to choose the closing date. To get a free, no-obligation cash offer on your house, go online or call us today at 314-782-5000. That number is 314-782-5000. 314-782-5000. That's ChrisBuysHomesSTL.com.
Guys, looking for a great Christmas gift for your special someone? Then spoil her this year with the Pajamagram. Plus, order today and you'll get free gift packaging. And delivery by Christmas is guaranteed. Just go to Pajamagram.com. That's Pajamagram.com.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling Studio. Air Comfort Service is hiring licensed journeymen. Don't have a journeyman license? Air Comfort Service will help you get it. Get guaranteed hours year-round and more. Apply online at aircomfortservice.com.
If it's bumper to bumper or smooth sailing, Sue Thomas has you covered with dependable traffic. Driven by Ambassador Midwest Floor Company, the best way to deal with in-home traffic. Experience more at Ambassador Midwest Floor.
It's a beautiful day, and it's a happy holiday. Rocket Jamaican way. Silent night, holy night. All is calm, all is bright.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Frey Show.
So tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. Wake up.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. I don't know, Brad. You don't probably publicly complain about the state of Illinois as much as I do, but people say, "Do you ever? Why do you still live there?"
Yes.
I'm watching these reports about New York, and the lower third on the Fox News, Big Fox just now was New York requiring, did it say mandating, encouraging 5-year-old children to get vaccinated? I think I found what my line is in the state of Illinois. If JP Pritzker decides that he's going to come and tell me what I will and won't be putting in my kids' bodies, that might be the line. It's infuriating. What in the world are we talking about? Tucker, I watched Tucker Carlson last night, who JB Pritzker got some attention from Tucker last night, not really in the way that you want to. And I mean, there are a lot of things that you can criticize JB Pritzker for that are surface level, non-political things. I think there is some hypocrisy that kind of exists that about his willingness to tell us how we're going to live healthy lives. But I don't think that it's really not high on the list of where I'm going to go to have these discussions. And when Tucker went in on JB Pritzker last night, he did it in a way that I don't really like. And so I saw it last night and my jaw kind of dropped and I was like, oh, Tucker's talking about JB Pritzker. It both concerns me and entertains me that the idea of JB of ascending to president conversation, which he has come out and said that I'm not interested in that at all. It's not helpful to criticize him in a way that is not that's going to turn off other people to being in the conversation about how we could make Illinois better. But if he's going to come and mandate somehow or another with whatever magic pixie dust wand that he has that he waves over the state of Illinois and just gets to tell us all what to do, if he's going to come talk about how our kids are going to be required to be vaxxed, I'm probably about done. People ask me all the time, where's the line? And I've never really known where there's never been a line that I have seen potentially actually existing that made me think, you know what? Yeah, I think I might have to bug out of this place. That's kind of an easy one for me. And we live in a world now where you can cross one of the greatest rivers on the face of the planet and leave Illinois and be in Missouri, and my commute to work could be shorter. I could still reach the people who are in my life that I want to see on a regular basis. But the options, they're not limited to just here. I mean, I played this earlier in the show, but it's worth repeating. Ron DeSantis just continues to hit the ball out of the park.
Nobody wants this crap. Okay, this is an elite-driven phenomenon being driven by bureaucratic elites in universities, and elites in corporate America, and they're trying to shove it down the throats of the American people. You're not doing that here in the state of Florida.
So there are places you can go. They're not dealing with circumstances in Florida differently. I mean, the circumstances that exist in the wake of a pandemic are the same in Florida as they are here, if not more dire in Florida, because everybody is going there. COVID is COVID in Florida. COVID is COVID in Illinois. COVID is COVID in Missouri. But yet in the state of Illinois, and what science, what measurements do we have looking at the state of Illinois to say, man, Illinois is killing it here. Bad choice of words. Illinois is really doing well in reacting to this global pandemic. Everybody should do what Illinois is doing. There's no proof of that. It's essentially, it's like dealer's choice. And if your dealer is JB Pritzker, you got to live the way he tells you to live. If you're in Florida, Ron DeSantis says, no, you live the way you want to live. That's American. I feel like what we're dealing with in these massively blue states is un-American. And how far does it have to get out of hand before somebody else steps in and says, yeah, no, we're not doing that anymore. There's a development on my Twitter. It's just making me laugh. I should have to talk about it. I'm talking about this in real time, Brad. I'm reading this for the first time. So Thomas Massey, who is a loved and despised congressman, right? Somebody questioned, he was talking about vaccines. He was talking about COVID stuff. Somebody said, responded to him. He said, why do countries like India and China have access to conventional killed virus type vaccines for COVID, yet Americans only have access to novel vaccines that use RNA and DNA to trick a person's cells into making bits of the virus? So this person says, because the mRNA vaccines are more advanced and better. Did you take a science class in like middle school? That's a direct quote. I didn't add that. So Thomas Massey replied, with a picture of his MIT graduate certificate.
Oh, man.
Said yes. And I took a few science classes after middle school, too. So then somebody replied, Ashley St. Clair, I don't know who that is, said, I love this so much. But then Larry the Cable Guy said, I have a perfect attendance and a certificate for reading 10 books from Pawnee City High School in 78. Since we're pulling out awards, just saying. Which I think that he's hilarious, and I enjoy Larry the Cable Guy. So I retweeted Larry the Cable Guy, and I said, I have Book It buttons from Pizza Hut.
Oh,
did you do Book
yes.
It? Right? Throwback.
Yes.
Big deal. Pizza Hut just replied and said, nice. Yes. I got Pizza Hut. They're going to probably read into my Twitter and be like, oh, we're going to take that one. Hi, Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut. I'm upset that the Pizza Hut, that several of them have closed around here.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a Pizza Hut in your
We
hood?
do, but it's just the carryout kind. You know
What?
Yeah. So it's in like a little strip mall, and you just order your pizza. You go in. It's not the sit down restaurant with the red.
Is it
roof
like a
or-
Papa John's kind of a
Yeah,
setup?
similar but smaller.
Or Little Caesars?
Yeah.
Pizza Hut was fun because you got to go eat pizza in there. Because a lot of places, I guess, I'm not really thinking of it that way, but a lot of places that do pizza are that kind of carry-out style.
Yeah. No, the
Domino's.
We did Friday nights at Pizza Hut with the red checked tablecloths and
Yeah.
the red cups.
Yeah.
And, can I have a quarter so I can go play the video games?
The Pizza Hut way.
Oh,
It was
man.
an experience. Ooh, I can DM them now. Can I have a pizza? We had Pizza Hut in the Morris University Center at SIU, the Muck as we called it, and it was in the basement. And you could get personal pan pizzas and breadsticks, and I don't know what else they had. But if the pizza that was sitting, because they would make the personal pan pizzas and put them under a warmer, and you'd walk past them, and if they were an hour old or more and still sitting there, and they hadn't pulled them, you could have them for free. So there'd be all these college students, including me, who would be like, you'd walk through and you'd survey what are the times, and then you just hang around until they were over an hour old.
Let me get that free stale pizza.
Let's go back to the segment where I was talking about being broke as a joke as a college student and learning lessons by basically having not much and still living in the greatest country in the world and having so much when you think about it. First world problems, I suppose. Hi, Pizza Hut. Thanks for retweeting or replying to me. That's awesome. Book It was so intense. There's a button. There were stars you could get on your button. You would get a certificate and you would take it in and you would get your own personal pan pizza that you earned. And you read books for it. It's the greatest thing ever. I wish there was a Book It for adults. What would you get for that? What would motivate you?
I don't know.
We're so unmotivated now. We're just at the grind. Let's see. Ryan and Trisha, when we come back, don't go away.
The Med Spa at the Institute of Natural Health understands how difficult it is to maintain healthy skin and how much this can affect someone's life. With the right combination of treatments and products, they can help you keep your skin looking healthy and more youthful, while also reducing and preventing damage. Take your first step towards healthy skin at the Med Spa at the Institute of Natural Health. Visit them at inhstl.com or call to schedule at 314-293-8123. That's 314-293-8123.
At 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning, our mission is to help improve the air quality of your home. From whole house air cleaning systems to UV sterilization systems, our trained comfort specialists can take care of it all. Just call 855-1HOUR or visit onehourair.com. And breathe easy. We're
always on time, or you don't pay time.
independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
When you're approaching retirement, there are a lot of questions to answer. Do you have enough money to fund your income for life? How should you claim Social Security? And what's your plan for health care and long-term care? Hi, I'm Eric Robert, Director of Investments with the ClearPath Wealth Management Group at Stifel and host of On the Money Saturday mornings at 11 on 97.1 FM Talk. Don't leave your retirement to chance. It's crucial to understand and address relevant risks before you retire. Our team can help you get organized, guide you through critical retirement decisions, and create an investment portfolio designed around your needs. To schedule your free retirement plan consultation, go to clearpathinvesting.com. That's clearpathinvesting.com or call us at 636-695-2650. That's clearpathinvesting.com or 636-695-2650. Stiefel Nicholas and Company Incorporated, member SIPC and NYSE.
Hi guys, it's Andrew with Pineview Medical Clinic. Are you struggling with erectile dysfunction and sick of the pills? Well, we have a major medical advancement that has helped thousands of men. The WAVE technology at Pineview Medical Clinic was tested by Cambridge University and the Cleveland Clinic, and the results are in. It's proven to increase blood flow by repairing blood vessels. No pills and no side effects. If you're ready to put a stop to your ED by treating the root cause, call us now, and not only will the assessment and blood flow ultrasound be free, we'll also include something unique that produces powerful and instant results in the bedroom. I don't think I've ever seen it fail. This is a $600 value, free to those that call in the next 2 minutes. 314-530-7777. That's 314-530-7777. Guys, put a stop to your erectile dysfunction and get your love life back. Call Pineview Medical Clinic now to qualify. 314-530-7777.
KFTK FM Florissant, driven by the Bomarito Automotive Group, 97.1 FM Talk.
An Odyssey station.
More communities in mourning. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. At least 5 people killed in 3 states as hurricane-force winds hit the Midwest, including possible tornadoes. After temperatures hit the 70s in the plains yesterday, the governors of Kansas and Iowa declaring states of emergency. The other death was in Minnesota, which may have had its first December tornado. This as cleanup continues in Kentucky, where Hal Lamberton is commanding general of the National Guard.
It won't just be the next few days or the next few weeks, but I think we and some communities like Mayfield here will be dealing with this for months yet to come.
Friday's tornadoes killed more than 80 people in 5 states. The nation's highest military honor just awarded 3 times at the White House, but only 1 recipient could be there in person. 2 were posthumous honors accepted by the soldiers' families. Fox's Jessica Rosenthal has this live.
Lisa, President Biden awarded the Medal of Honor in person to Green Beret Master Sergeant Earl Plumley for fighting off Taliban members dressed in Afghan national uniforms when they breached a U.S. base. The president posthumously awarded the Medal of Honor to Sergeant First Class Alwyn Cash, who rescued fellow soldiers in Iraq in 2005 from a burning vehicle, even after he had suffered severe burns.
When helicopters began to arrive, he insisted that his troops be evacuated before he would go.
He is also the first African American to receive the honor since 9/11. Sergeant First Class Christopher Solis was also given the award posthumously. He saved 6 troops after being shot in a firefight in Afghanistan, Lisa.
Thanks, Jessica. Meantime, dozens of service members have been discharged for not getting COVID shots, including more than 100 Marines. The Air Force has kicked out 27 members, and the Army now says involuntary separations could begin next month, with nearly 4,000 refusing to get vaccinated. America is listening to Fox News.
Cancer. So many lives are touched by cancer. In fact, 1 in 2 men and 1 in 3 women will be diagnosed with cancer. At the American Cancer Society, we're on a mission to free the world from cancer. It's a big mission, driven by little things like a ride to treatment, a free place to stay, a 24/7 helpline. But these little things are really the big things, because to a cancer patient and their family, they're everything. And every day we reach thousands of cancer patients who so desperately need these services. But we need your help to get these critical services to more people and families in need this holiday season. Go to cancer.org and join the fight against cancer. It takes just minutes to donate and help provide essential support to cancer patients and their families. Don't wait. More than 1 in 3 people will be diagnosed with cancer. Go to cancer.org right now and make a difference. Go to cancer.org.
Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling Weather with Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
More and more sunshine and less wind this afternoon. Temperatures cooler, but still above average. 58 for the high. Tonight, the evening's dry, but the clouds on the increase. Rain developing towards morning. 38 Friday, just plain wet. It's a cold rain all day long. Soaking rain as temperatures hold in the 40s all day on Friday. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
97.1 FM Talk is proud to partner once again with generous community supporters like you to raise funds for SSM Health Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital's Tree of Hope year-end campaign. You're helping SSM Health Cardinal Glennon continue to fund programs that are not always covered by insurance. Because of you, children in our community receive the very best care, regardless of their family's financial situation. Go to treeofhope.org/971FM Talk to make your year-end donation.
Wonderful product. I've lost 111 pounds using that product. 111 pounds. You could not believe the difference. I went from a size 48 pant to a 33 pant, and I've maintained that now for over almost a year now. Yeah, absolutely. Andro 400 has helped me lose 111 pounds, and I've maintained my weight for almost a year now.
Thanks, James, for that inspiring testimony and 111 good reasons to choose Andro 400. The most effective and natural way to lose belly fat, increase libido, gain energy, strength, and muscle while safely boosting your testosterone levels. So guys, how many reasons do you need for trying Andro 400? Well, here are 2 more great reasons. Order now and get free shipping plus an additional $6 off when you use the code SAVE6. That's SAVE6. Call 888-400-0435, 888-400-0435, or go to andro400.com. andro400.com.
Do you check your Google search results regularly? You should. People often get their first impression of you or your business online. Negative comments on the internet can impact your life and your livelihood. Take control of your online reputation. Get your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com. It may reveal negative posts from an ex-employee, upset patient or client, news article, legal issue, or even exposed personal information right there in your Google search results. Uncover what's lurking on the internet about you with reputationdefender.com's patented scan and get your free reputation report card. Or for immediate assistance with your reputation, call 800-486-2205. Our cutting-edge technology helps make your Google search results look their best. Call 800-486-2205. That's 800-486-2205. 800-486-2205. Or take the free scan at reputationdefender.com.
Spectrum Business is proud to support small businesses with the best internet and phone services at the best value. But we want to do more. So now, for a limited time, get 1 month of services for free. That's right, 1 month on us. Get 200 megabit per second internet and business phone and even TV, all free for 1 month, plus free installation. Call 855-757-4544 or visit spectrum.com/business today. Restrictions apply.
Worried about what you're breathing in? With each breath, allergens, germs, and viruses get trapped in your nose. Now there's a simple, easy, and effective way to clean your nose and protect your health. It's called Navage. Navage. Available at Navage.com.
Classic rock, Christian, EDM, hip-hop, Odyssey exclusive music stations.
Every taste has a station.
Brought to you in part by Macy's, Geico, and Coke Zero Sugar on the Odyssey app and Odyssey.com. This hour of the Annie Frey Show is sponsored by the Loading Dock, with a unique and beautiful ice skating rink to enjoy this time of year. Go to GraftonLoadingDock.com.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
Right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
What is your position as both a doctor and a senatorial candidate on when life begins? When should we draw the line when abortion is legal?
As a doctor, I appreciate the sanctity of life. And for that reason, I'm strongly pro-life. With the 3 exceptions I've mentioned, that's how I would vote.
And when does that life begin?
again, if I'm pro-life, then it's a decision that comes back to the sanctity of when you think life does begin. And I believe it begins when you're in the mother's womb.
When you're in the mother's womb, but that carries you all the way up to 9 months of pregnancy.
No, of course not. Life's already started when you're in your mother's womb.
So Dr. Oz there, who was asking those questions? Do you remember who that was?
I don't remember him. I've never seen him before, actually.
So what, Dr. Oz?
No. The anchor.
Oh, so Dr. Oz is running for Senate in Pennsylvania. Can I confess something right now? I always have to think, which is the state, Pennsylvania or Philadelphia?
Oh, really? I thought you were going to say Pennsylvania or Transylvania.
I mean, that too. At this point, it might as well be that bad. I mean, I know it's Pennsylvania, but in my mind, somebody here said, was it you, Brad, that said you always have to pause to think of how to spell restaurant?
No.
Or somebody, was it you?
Yeah, I can't spell it still.
I mean, it's like you should know this. It's obviously something you should know. It's something you struggle with. I've been to Philadelphia, and I know that Pennsylvania is a state, but I always have to be like, which one is it? Yeah, it's Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania?
So to you, Pennsylvania is Philadelphia, just like Illinois is Chicago. That's what you're saying.
Yes, but Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
You know who doesn't like that? The good people of Pittsburgh.
Yeah, they're real jaded and crabby.
They do not like you
And
anymore.
all the people in the neighboring state, it was like New Jersey's right next. New Jersey's right next to Philadelphia, right?
Yes, not Pittsburgh.
No, but I mean, I've been to New Jersey because I was in Philadelphia and we went across the bridge just so that we could say we went to Jersey.
Wow.
And now that I'm thinking about it, I think the Uber driver took a wrong turn.
You're able to cross the bridge.
And I'm like, color that state on the map. Been there.
My people. I'm one of you now.
Jersey, Atlantic Shore, Boardwalk. That's all I know. That's all I know. Do we take Dr. Oz seriously? Are we taking Dr. Oz seriously?
I was willing to give him a chance.
I couldn't remember when you in Wiggins America talked about guess who's running for Senate in Pennsylvania. And I didn't know until you reported that, which is why you listen at 1245 to Wiggins America. Well, it's one of the reasons.
It's the only reason. Who's running for Senate in Pennsylvania? And once I reported that, you can tune out for the rest until 2024.
I have got a treat for you people in just a minute. Just stand by. I think it's a really interesting listening to that because Brad and I were talking about this the other day. Things politicians say or pundits say in order to not answer questions. One of the things that Dr. Oz said there was, and again. And again means I'm going to repeat something that I've already said, and I'm not answering your question. I'm going to tell you something that's true, but I'm not answering your question. The biggest one is when they say, look, period. So if I ask you the question, Ryan, when does life in the womb begin? You can say, look, Annie, what's important is that people understand that the sanctity of life is important to protect. And I am absolutely for that. And then you say something for 60 more seconds that pro-lifers hear and go, oh, I love this. But he hasn't indicated, read committed to when life begins. So if he gets elected in the Senate and he votes for something that allows abortions after 23 weeks, and they could say, you said that life begins. Wait a second. What did he say? He didn't actually say.
And good politicians are good at that.
Oh, yes, they are. I'm good at it.
And I don't like them. And bad politicians, like apparently Dr. Oz, are bad at that because that was atrocious.
That was a little weak.
Yeah. Well, as I said, life begins in the womb. It's in the womb, so it's life. What?
Burpity-pidop. Yeah.
That could be right. Whoever that anchor is did a good job. That question needs to be asked more. When do you say that life begins? And don't stop asking that question. Just ask it.
It's the question that always needs to be asked when you are having that specific debate, regardless of where you fall on the issue. I mean, there are people who think that life does not begin until the baby exits the mother. And I will tell you, there's no magic that happens there when that happens, that all of a sudden creates life. This is a little maybe off the beaten path, but I think it's worthy of mentioning if you're a Christian that the first time that Jesus is acknowledged is when John the Baptist leaps in the womb of Elizabeth.
Elizabeth.
And that is, to me, very important. It's part of the Bible. If you believe the Bible, if you're somebody who picks and chooses what you believe in the Bible, then it all is subjective. And, you can believe what you want to believe. But if you're picking and choosing who gets to be the picker and the chooser, if you believe that the Bible is canon and that the whole thing is real, then the first acknowledgement of the existence of Jesus Christ is by a fetus.
It's neat. And I just saw that this Christmas. I never thought about that before this year. And you're bringing it up now. That's really cool. Thanks, Annie.
Thank you. I would like to return the favor.
Please. Are we going to talk about pickled herring here? Is that what we're doing?
No, that can wait.
Okay.
This is from earlier in the show.
That's what I sound like without Carrie.
You were on note.
I'm holding it. I don't have what you would refer to as a beautiful voice.
Wait for it. Don't ruin it.
Oh no! Divine.
I can't hold it.
Oh night.
Chris wants some hand action.
Christ was born.
A little bit more here, Ryan.
Oh no!
Oh, yeah. Well, you let that play, didn't you?
You should harmonize with yourself.
I can't harmonize. I can only mimic.
There are cats hiding all over St. Louis right now. You're such a good sport. I didn't know this, but Brad actually videoed you from inside the studio.
So if you listen to 1245,
you would have heard Carrie
and me
and you
singing together,
But
which
if you're-
sounds pretty good. If you hear just me,
depends on the volume
Mhm.
levels.
yeah, if you hear
Equalization.
just me, that I did not know that you were doing that.
Neither did I.
But
How do you
I was
feel
holding
about
the phone right here.
I was in the
This
zone,
is
Brad.
true.
Yeah, he again when he sings with Carrie
He's
Underwood,
looking at the ceiling.
he looks at the ceiling.
Mhm.
His nose is pointed up, just so he can really. I have to say though, because I know that you're playing it up a little bit. You hit all the notes.
Thank you. I know. I always do.
What did you say when we asked you to pull?
I think it was cruel, or I was taking one for the team. This isn't music.
The problem is, as you can see, I've got the ear for it. I can hit the notes. I don't have what people refer to as gorgeous pitch.
No, your pitch is
No,
fine.
pitch is
Tone.
fine. I don't know music. I don't know notes and music
Okay, Dr.
words.
Evil.
He said, look, what's important here.
Look,
Yeah, and again. Right. I said, so Brad sends this video to Trisha and to me. And I said, pull this down now. And Trisha said, I can do it. I'm taking one for the team, though, because this is not good music.
Well, that's correct. If you look, I'm not auto-tuned. I'm not walking into some sort of studio like the modern day musicians. Miley Cyrus goes into the studio and they're auto-tuning her like crazy. I walk in here and
Yeah,
I
that's
do
raw.
it live. I do it live.
Careful. Don't get too into character here. Have you finished writing the thing that we might do?
This afternoon, I'm putting together the first draft.
All right, we got something coming for you. It's a little bit from that.
Wait, this afternoon I'm putting together the first draft. So you haven't started on it?
I did ask him about. I suggested this before Thanksgiving.
Right. He's
So-
had weeks. This afternoon I'm putting together the first draft.
I don't want to say I had
He's trying-
creative block.
And again,
And
I'm
again.
putting together this first draft.
I'll be putting together the first draft this
I'm here.
afternoon.
Look,
That was a good call out there, Trish, because that's true. I have not started.
that is exactly what politicians do.
You're right.
Because I was thinking about the next thing I was going to say, and I didn't even catch that.
Yeah.
That's why Trish is
what he
here.
was banking
She's
on.
basically going to call me out on BS.
Nice jacket.
Thank you very much. I should.
It's all
Getting a little hot in here. I'm going to take that off.
It says Joy FM on it.
I know. And we got our company party tonight. And I'm like, what am I doing? But look at this sweet shirt I'm wearing underneath. It makes me look super hot.
Like sweaty?
Well, if you want to see like a chiseled body, tune in to the webcam and check out Brad. But if you just want to see a tight shirt, you can
Mark
check out me.
McCallan is longingly looking over your shoulder right now.
As usual.
Oh, now there's this guy. It's Dr. McCary. He looks disappointed. I need to screenshot that. I'm gonna have to go back and watch that because that was weird. We want to talk about Christmas traditions, and I want to ask. We're gonna all kind of discuss some unique traditions that we have. I'm curious about yours as well, and we are going to we're going to shout out some of you listeners. Anybody who comes onto the Annie Frey Show Facebook page or the Annie Frey YouTube channel. Ryan is just the
What? I'm just standing here looking my best.
He's got his gun show out.
Living my best life.
He's wearing his
Here.
Joy FM music jacket.
There you go. Now you got the pose. You gotta push a little bit.
Yeah, girls have these things.
Don't forget.
But,
Just
but
scratch the back
they
of your
don't know
head.
that guys do the same kind of things. Girls have little tricks, you know?
Oh,
where
we
guys
got a
are
lot
like,
of tricks.
Guys don't know, oh, it's like she's doing something to
Or
make
like
herself
hand
look
on
better.
the hip and the
Yeah,
pictures.
that's a
with
good
that.
one.
Is that what you're talking about? I thought you were talking about like Spanx.
That's I am talking about Spanx.
That's
I'm
a trick,
talking about
too.
all of it.
It's a lie, gentlemen. It's a
Yeah.
lie.
Girls have those things that go on under clothes that make them look different. Yeah, those. That's what I'm talking about.
Underwear.
A bra. Couldn't remember the name of it. Too many letters. But
Guys have
guys
those
can
too?
do that too.
Uh-huh.
See, guys can do these little things when they stand. They can go, oh, look at that. And it makes your muscles look bigger.
What happens when you need to like open a door?
You don't. You would barrel right through with your face.
Like the Kool-Aid man.
Somebody yell, oh, yeah? Because here I am with the gun show.
We got Ryan Wiggins just walking around
This
with
is
his
the-
arms folded.
If you see me at the company party tonight doing this, you'll know now. I shared a secret on air, though. That's unfortunate.
I'm gonna stand right by.
Because
him doing
usually
the
at
same
these
thing.
things, you meet all these kinds of important people, and you're like, oh, hey. And they're like, dang, that dude is ripped. And I'm like, ha ha. I'm not really. But I just know how to stand.
We talked about this one other time before, Brad, about how Facebook reads like your basic demographics and assumes a lot of things about what you want to see, and how what is served to a man probably from the time that you can sign on, unfortunately, probably 18 to whatever, that they will send you things that they're not necessarily suggestive, but they're more suggestive, like maybe like just stuff that would appeal to the standard male. I don't know how else to say that.
Underwear
Swimsuits.
ads for women.
Sure.
That I get those ads.
Yes.
I'm like, why am I seeing this?
Because you're a dude. I
yeah,
mean,
but
it's
I'm
really
not
that
going to
basic.
buy them.
They don't care if you buy them. They want you to click on it.
Ah, but they get, they get money from me just clicking. Isn't
Depends
it an
on
ad for
Depends
underwear?
on what's on their website. Regardless,
Okay.
You know what the ads that I get? And we confirmed later that
My wife gets these ads as well.
Brad. So as a not quite yet middle-aged woman, I get ads for two things that have to do with men. The first one is a shirt that makes it's like exactly what you're talking about right now with the way you stand. It's cut in a way that is to hide the man gut, like to make the dad bod look good.
Mm-hmm.
So you are getting ads for attractive women and the underwear that they're selling. And I am getting ads for middle-aged men and how to hide your dad bod. And the other one, ladies, if you're out there right now, I would love to know if you get these ads as well. Boxers that separate things in order to create,
men?
yes, to create a more
Be weird for women. But go on. Do tell.
That create like a more aerated situation.
I've seen these.
You've seen
Yes.
these?
Yes. Like
Why
more
do we-
breathable boxers with like different compartments.
I was
type things.
yes, and I was seeing so many. I'm like,
Yeah.
I said to my husband one time, we were watching like Disney Plus or something with the kids, and I go, "Is this like a need? Is this a necessity?"
No.
And he's like, "What is that?" And I'm like, "I don't know, but they want me to buy these for you."
Yes, that's what's happening.
And they think that they're going to show me these ads in my Facebook feed, and I'm going to show up for Christmas and buy him some compartmentalized boxers, and he's going to be like, "What the heck?" My eye is starting to twitch right now because I'm
Looking over at me. Look, I'll tell you the truth. If somebody bought me those for Christmas, I'm not saying it's somebody in this room, but maybe it would be. I would
Brad.
try them because maybe we are missing something.
We are Brian.
I-
Brian, team Brian here.
Here, Brad and Ryan, I got you one pair of boxers.
You decide which compartment you want.
Who goes first? We're getting
I'll do Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
You split custody of them. We work on a schedule.
Yeah, I don't think you understand what I meant by separation. Amanda says that she gets those boxers ads. I don't understand. Like, I didn't know that it existed. And then when I showed it to my husband and he was like, "What voodoo magic is going on here and why are you getting these ads?" I'm like, "I don't know why I'm getting these ads. I didn't know that it existed. Apparently it's not a thing. You guys don't know this is a thing. I don't know that you would admit it if you did, honestly.
This
now that I'm
story
looking.
needs to end with, so I bought them and he loves them. Because I'm kind of intrigued.
If I buy them, it's probably going to be for you.
Like I said, I'll try them and I'll report back. But it's going to be detailed and graphic.
Will you do that on the Mark Cox Show?
Yeah, I will.
Your next
Mark,
Wiggins America hit.
I know we're talking about the budget for 2022, but let me tell you something about what's going on down there. Okay.
Somehow we're going to come back and talk about Christmas traditions.
Yeah.
And
real heartfelt.
pickled herring. Yeah.
Please, let's talk about pickled herring.
It's an important.
So get some thoughts.
You should be folding your arms right now.
Oh yeah, there we go. Give me the full screen though.
Get the guns out. Absolutely.
Okay.
You can check out the Gun Show at the Annie Frey YouTube channel, Annie Frey Show Facebook page. We'll be right back.
If I was a cowboy, I'd be wild and free, rolling around.
This is the Annie Frey Show. Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie. Threatening, throttling, or outright censorship. Not here. This is the place for ideas. 97.1 FM Talk. Right here, right now.
At Performance Eye Care, we put the utmost care in our eye exams. If you're avoiding your eye appointment because you fear the dreaded air puff or you're scared of leaving with dilated eyes for the rest of the day, worry no more. By utilizing the latest technology, we've been able to eliminate the uncomfortable air puff, and we don't need to dilate your eyes. That means no anticipatory blinking and no discomfort. Just a simple, state-of-the-art instrument yielding more accurate results. Now is the time to use up your FSA, HSA, and vision insurance coverage before the end of the year. You can apply your FSA and health spending accounts on exams, contact lenses, and even eyeglasses. We can verify your coverage and still get you in before the end of the year so you don't lose your benefits. Make an appointment with one of our friendly eye care professionals at any of our 8 metro area locations on both sides of the river at performanceeyecare.com. That's performanceeyecare.com.
You want to know what wagertainment is? It's the picks, the analysis, the information, mixed with the laughter and the entertainment. Smart sports betting content that'll put a smile on your face.
The BetQL Network, streaming live each day and helping you bet smarter.
If you're a sports fan, you know why you should listen. It's sports betting content without the BS. No hot takes, no nonsense.
All the insight you need to bet smarter is at BetQL.com. And listen to the BetQL Network, streaming live right now on Odyssey.
When we at AmericanEagle.com were asked by our client, Repair Clinic, to, repair their website, our digital marketing experts, like Tim, rolled up their sleeves and got to work. If you know Tim, you know that he loves a good challenge, which meant that this project was pretty much the highlight of Tim's year. From improving slow-loading performance that plagued our client's site to slashing duplicate pages and building an optimized sitemap, Tim was like a real-life action hero, but of website optimization. And our client reaped the benefits with major strides in their SEO, like more traffic, impressions, and revenue. Tim and the team even helped them create search and email marketing campaigns and better ongoing analytics tracking. However complex your digital challenges, from digital marketing and strategy to web development, UX, and more, talk to the experts at AmericanEagle.com. Don't just grow, soar.
If your business has accounting problems, you probably have tax problems. Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Lance Drury Law Firm in St. Louis. Running a small business is tough, and it's no surprise that companies that don't keep good books often run into tax issues. If you don't fix your accounting problems, you could be doomed to land in the same tax pitfalls every year. Call the Lance Drury Law Firm today. I can help you get out of tax trouble and stay out. If your small business doesn't have a CPA or accountant, I can help you find one. And if you already have one, I work closely with them to resolve your tax problems quickly. Make no mistake, if the numbers don't add up, the IRS will catch it. Fix your accounting and tax problems before they snowball with help from the Lance Drury Law Firm. Remember, if you have IRS issues, you have legal issues. Call attorney Lance Drury, 314-238-7360, or go to Lance, DRURY law.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Whatever your budget,
a Shane Company gift is sure to delight. Visit us for easy last-minute gifts tied with a burgundy bow and ready to give. Now you have a friend in the jewelry business. Shane Company and ShaneCo.com.
Need a break from the sound bites and the talking heads? Do you want information you can actually use? Information that'll change your life for the better? Then listen to the Del Walmsley Radio Show.
Listen to the Del Walmsley Radio Show this Saturday afternoon from 1 to 2 p.m. on 97.1 FM Talk.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show. Interact with Annie on Facebook. The Annie Frey Show.
If you wanna roll me, then you gotta roll me all night long. And if you wanna use me, then you gotta use me till I'm gone. I'm not a fallen angel, I just fell behind. I'm out of luck and I'm out of time. If you don't wanna love me, let me go. I'm running for the last train. I'm running for the last train.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. Happy to be with you. Beautiful Thursday out there right now. Hope you are enjoying it, and we are appreciative of you spending some of your time with us. Always grateful for it. So we've been talking a little bit about Christmas traditions, and who brought up red herring? How did that even come up in the
You're talking about pickled herring, not red herring.
Not red herring. Please send me home. I need to go to bed. I mean, like, legitimately, I need to go to bed. Pickled herring.
I don't know. I think Brad said something about it. It's a New Year's Eve thing.
It is?
In the United States. Yeah. Like I don't know where it came from or why. Maybe it's easier to get this time.
My grandmother, who passed away in September of 2020, would have a jar of herring in her refrigerator. It is the grossest thing that I can think of. Do you know what pickled herring is or what it looks like?
Mm-mm.
It
No, I
looks
knew
like
it was a
somebody
fish,
reached
right?
into a pond and pulled a fish out and took a bite out of it.
Yeah, it's pretty raw.
It's disgusting.
Is it come in a can?
What's wrong with you people? No, like a pickle jar.
Yeah, it's
Little
like
jar.
a pickle jar.
But you like it.
I love it. I eat it all year. It's really good. Well, I like kind of raw fish anyway.
From what I understand, it's super salty.
That's probably why I like it, because I love salty stuff and pickled stuff. But I don't like onions. Here's my beef with them. I get really mad.
What a chain of thought.
I wrote Vita.
What?
I wrote them a letter.
You wrote him a letter about pickled
Vita
herring?
is the primary brand of pickled herring. So I
You had
wrote
time
them.
to write that letter. Huh?
I know. Yeah.
Will you make that the promo for today? Just that. When
I
he
wrote
said,
him a letter
but
saying,
I don't like onions. End
Listen,
scene.
listen, here's what I know you're doing. You're filling that thing up with onions and you're saying this is 16 ounces of food. Nobody's eating those onions, sir. Vita. So
Will you please, if you're a pickled herring eater, will you please comment on the live stream and tell us if you eat the onions? Because maybe people are doing things with their boxers. You had no idea. Maybe they're eating the onions.
But no, it's just like Chef Boyardee. If you buy a can of Chef Boyardee, you're buying it because you want to eat the ravioli or the beefaroni or whatever you're getting. Then they fill it up with a bunch of pasta sauce and they say, yes, this is full of X amount of food. Well, it's not actually food that you're going to eat. It's just they can claim it's food because you can eat it. I don't like that. So I wrote Vita and I told them that.
You're not wrong about the Chef Boyardee.
Thank you. And the same is true with the onions and pickled herring.
I don't know anything about this.
Fact. Wiggins for 3. Switch.
Did you say switch?
I might have.
To what?
Switch.
What's next?
Did you?
I was really close to making
He
a great
did.
point.
Yeah, he for sure
And
did.
ending it.
Oh,
And then I said
swish.
switch instead of swish. Like an idiot.
He's doing his own play-by-play wrong. It's all in his head, but it just comes out in a very interesting way.
I shouldn't go into
Trudy
communications.
says, shouldn't go into. Is this a future endeavor?
No, you shouldn't.
You're here, buddy. This is it.
It's not your path.
You've arrived. And if it doesn't feel like that, I don't know what else to tell you.
Annie, you're not supposed to call it BS. That's Trisha's job.
Trudy, that's why she's here. Trudy on Facebook says, herring is great. Love it with a baked potato for New Year's Day.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Judy says, love the herring. Don't eat the onions. So
Exactly.
Judy is with you. And Trudy also says the onions are good too. My parents had it every year. What is the New Year's Eve correlation?
I don't know.
So,
is it just easier to get this time of year, Brad? Is that the thing?
I know Doug has something on there, and I can't verify it, but he says.
But let's report it anyway.
Yeah,
let's just do that.
Because
Sounds
herring
good.
is in abundance in Poland and parts of Scandinavia, and because their silver coloring, many in those nations eat pickled herring at the stroke of midnight to bring a year of prosperity.
Well,
and
where
bounty.
was all of this herring eating going on, like going into 2020?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Should've done
nobody
that.
ate any in 2020.
It's because there's too many onions in
What
it.
happened?
That's darn right. You're darn right.
Did you include that in the letter?
No.
Write him another one.
This was specifically to Vita, not to all pickled herring companies, but
This stuff does not look good.
Jason says, I swore this was going to be a segment about a dude named Pickle Harry. He says, I thought at least that's better than a hairy pickle. I'm so stupid. That's what he said. I'm just reading what he said.
So he
on the
thought when we
Facebook page.
teased it,
So we're talking about
we were
Pickle
saying,
Harry.
oh, you want to talk about Pickle Harry?
Pickled herring.
Oh, yeah, my friend Pickle Harry. We haven't talked about him like all year. Let's talk about Pickle Harry next. What's he doing? Oh, he started a band.
You know, remember the other day when we, as Save Trisha, are all talking and dunking on teachers for complaining about it being the end of the year and, oh, I hope I can make it through. I kind of feel like I understand them more now. I take everything back that I said. Teachers are great and you're working hard and our sympathies are with you that you're about to have a 2-week vacation so that you can have a holiday off in January and February and a
This
week off in
weekend.
spring.
Saturday morning, 6 to 8. All stories about my friend Pickle Harry.
On KMOX.
Yes. I'm just gonna walk in the studio. Whoever's in there,
I want people
get out.
I want people to call.
I got Pickle Harry
and be like,
stories.
where the heck is Pickle Harry? This is a lie.
I don't know who you are because I don't come to this side of the building at this time. But get out of here. I recorded my show so I can do Pickle Harry over here. Now get out. Yeah.
Tara on YouTube says, I don't know where else to go from that, so I'm just going to read comments. My family's odd Christmas tradition is to watch Mixed Nuts, which is Steve Martin and an ensemble cast movie together. You know what Mixed Nuts is?
It's a movie.
Thanks.
That's more than I knew.
Have you heard of that? Anybody heard of that?
I've heard of it, but I don't think I've ever seen it.
Well,
Not exactly a Christmas classic in our book, but that's okay.
How do we know if we've never seen it?
Well,
not a classic. I'll
yeah,
give you
that
that.
kind of
Could be a Christmas movie.
Trudy, this whole thing about herring being on, are you putting it on baked potatoes or are you just eating it with a baked potato? Like, what's the correlation there, Trudy? Please comment.
Trish,
Do you want me to call her?
Switch.
Trisha, do you have any unique Christmas traditions?
Not that I've continued. My favorite is always to talk about how when I was young, instead of putting out milk and cookies for Santa, we had to put out beer and beef log for Santa because Santa needed a break from the milk and cookies.
Beer and
Yeah,
beef
explain
log.
beef log.
Careful.
It's like a meat stick, a log of beef.
So it's like
summer
beef
sausage.
jerky.
No, like summer sausage.
No, it's like a beef log.
Oh, so it's like
literally called beef log.
I've never seen beef log. Summer sausage. Okay, I know what it is. I've never heard of beef log. That sounds like something gross you get at a gas station.
Oh, now Ryan's going to criticize gross things people eat.
Well, Santa ate it at my house when
Here
I
we
was
are.
growing up. And
Did
I
you
think
just
he
leave
liked
out a
it.
full log? That's like a week's worth of lunch at our
Did
house.
do you leave out uncooked cookies? No.
I would. Santa Claus loves uncooked cookies.
Like cookie dough?
Yes.
Well, that would be an uncooked cookie.
I'm thinking
Yes.
like, but you okay? So
But she's
your
putting them
kiddos,
into
like,
cookie size.
Throw
though.
out the package.
No,
and leave
my
it sitting in,
my
sitting
kids,
there.
Santa Claus will eat usually some cookies that if we get cookies, someone gives us a bunch of cookies, we'll do that. We have
You
this as we're very busy right now. I'm not really re-entering post-COVID life, I think, with as much grace as I exited it. But I have the idea in my head we're going to make cookies. If that doesn't happen and someone gives us some cookies, we might put some of those out. But you also have to put out the carrots for the reindeer.
Yep.
And my 5-year-old daughter, we had some corn stalk things up for Thanksgiving. And every day she's like, can I pick the corn off of the corn cob? Can I pick it off? Can I pick it off? I'm like, no, it's like decoration. You can't do that. So when we took it down and put Christmas decorations up, she's like, can I pick it off? I said, yes. So she picked off every kernel from the corn cob, put it in a bowl, and then put it out on the front porch for the reindeer.
Well, that was
when they
thoughtful.
come. And so there is this tiny green Tupperware bowl that belongs in my kitchen, just sitting on our front porch right now,
waiting for those
with
reindeer.
a pile of corn kernels in it, waiting for the reindeer.
Mm.
So that's what it is. There's no beef log, but I bet that Santa Claus, after cookie after cookie after cookie, would probably appreciate a good beef log.
Yeah.
And a beer.
It's a nice thought with the reindeer too, but I guarantee you the squirrel's going to get that before Christmas Eve. Might want to let her know that.
Evelyn, maybe if you listen to the podcast. Way to make dreams come true, Ryan.
Everyonetalk.com.
I'm a dream maker. My wife says this all the time. She says,
What?
You're a dream taker. And I said, no, I'm a dream maker because I live in reality where I create dreams.
Hey, Ryan doesn't even believe what he's saying in the middle of saying
Yes,
it.
I do.
No, you've got the look in your face. You haven't even
I'm
landed where you're
practically-
trying to land yet.
I have
But
to.
you're on your
Twinkle in
way.
his eye.
Do you
know,
see it?
Dreams take planning and practice. You got to put all that together to make dreams a reality. My wife doesn't seem to get that. So she always says, thanks for taking away my dreams.
Switch.
Yeah, exactly.
Begins for 3. Switch.
We'll be back with something. I can't promise what. Please don't go away. Please don't. We'll be right back.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show. Interact with Annie on Facebook. The Annie Frey Show.
Things go wrong. I put my heart where it don't belong. So if you're coming with me,
The Mark Cox Morning Show.
Couldn't go to the grocery store, but we would starve to death.
In St. Louis, you can have chickens.
In city limits?
Couldn't Up to imagine 8. doing that. No, thank you.
You know what I'm getting Carl for Christmas?
No, Chicken? you are not.
Yeah, do it.
I'll help pay for that.
Weekday mornings 5 to 9.
Stewart's American Mortgage, home of the bagel loan, and the bagel loan only existing at Stewart's American Mortgage, is where you can go in and get your mortgage refinanced. Are you paying 4% right now on your mortgage? Do you even know what you're paying right now? If you don't know the percentage on your current mortgage, I can almost guarantee you that whatever you can get right now is significantly impactfully lower. And when you use the bagel loan with Stewart's American Mortgage, you don't pay any fees that other lenders out there are going to charge you. All of them are, except for Stewie at Stewart's American Mortgage. I've gone through the process twice. One time did a refinance, which when you do a refinance, of course, you can shorten the length of your loan. You can also lower your monthly payment depending on your own personal circumstances. The second time we did a cash out refinance because it didn't cost us anything to do it. So if you are looking for an opportunity to do that refinance, make sure you do it with Stewart's American Mortgage. 314-324-4440. That's 314-324-4440. Tell Stewie that Annie sent you. NMLS number 226715.
Tony LaRussa here. Men, are you running out of stamina rounding third base? If so, call my friends at Victory Men's Health in O'Fallon, Illinois. Scoring at home is important, just as important as crossing the plate with the winning run. VictoryMen'sHealth.com.
Hey, it's Mark Reardon, heading up 97.1 FM Talk's Tree of Hope team for the kids at Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital, where no child is ever turned away. Your gifts to the Tree of Hope go to fund special programs like music therapy. Board-certified music therapists bring the healing power of music to patients dealing with complex medical issues. Support provides instruments and other things necessary for the program, which is one of many not covered by insurance, but very necessary to a child's recovery. Please join our Tree of Hope 97.1 FM Talk team and give at treeofhope.org/97.1 FM Talk.
This holiday season, check off your shopping list with Cardinals 5 and 10 game ticket packs. These multi-game packs are the best way to secure your seats to all of 2022's high-demand games, including opening day, Yankees and Cubs weekends, legendary player tributes, and more. Give the gift of baseball to all the fans on your list. Ticket packs start at just $59. On sale now. Get yours at cardinals.com/holiday.
This holiday season, check off your shopping list with Cardinals Baseball. 2022 all-inclusive tickets start at just $59 and feature a full buffet, complimentary bar, plus a great view of the game. Choose from the Premium Legends Club, the UMB Champions Club, Proficient Red Jacket Club, National Car Rental Club, and more. Give the gift of date nights, the gift of family time, the gift of Cardinals Baseball. Get your single game all-inclusive tickets now at cardinals.com/holiday.
Did you know you can sell any house within just 7 minutes without any fees, commissions, banks, or headaches? ChrisBuysHomesSTL.com is looking to make you a cash offer on your house today, no matter the size or condition. We buy vacant houses, inherited houses, fixer-uppers, beautiful houses, townhouses, condos, and apartment buildings. If you have a house and are just even thinking of selling, visit us at ChrisBuysHomesSTL.com. Leave us your info and we'll reach out to you, ask you some basic questions about your property, and make you a cash offer within just 7 minutes. Remember, when you sell your house to ChrisBuysHomesSTL.com, you get to choose the closing date. To get a free no-obligation cash offer on your house, go online or call us today at 314-782-5000. That number is 314-782-5000. 314-782-5000. That's ChrisBuysHomesSTL.com.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling Studio. Get your furnace ready for cold weather with a heating system check included with all maintenance plans from Air Comfort Service. Maintenance plans starting at $15 per month. For more details and to get into your comfort zone, visit aircomfortservice.com.
Up to the minute traffic reports, so you don't have to keep looking at your phone. Dependable traffic on 97.1 FM Talk. Driven by Ambassador Midwest Floor Company, the best way to deal with in-home traffic. Experience more at Ambassador Midwest Floor. This is the Annie Frey Show.
All right, D to the C in here right now because we have some business to attend to. Before we get to that, D, do you eat pickled herring?
Just say yes.
Is his mic up? You got his mic up?
Hold on.
Pickled herring.
Pickled herring. Herring is a fish.
Yes.
I don't know nothing about pickling fish. Now we eat pickles with fish.
Yeah, there you go. That's the way to do that.
How is the fish served?
Fried.
Yes.
That's fine too.
Amen.
But pickled herring is very good.
Have you?
Is it in a jar?
Yes.
I'm sorry. No. No.
Ryan has informed us over the break that he's eaten jars of it this month.
You know what? I have had capers for the first time, and I love capers.
Those are pretty good. You eat those, Annie?
Not anything close to pickled herring, though, is it?
It's like
I don't actually know.
salty.
I know the word. What is a caper?
I don't know what it is either. But it's salty.
It looks
So you
like
like
little
it?
peas.
Well, if it's
Yeah, it looks
salty,
like
I'd
little
probably eat it.
Yeah.
All
It's
right.
good with tuna, actually.
So D was in with us yesterday, and he brought something to us that we didn't know, Ryan, that he was going
had
to
no clue.
levy this yesterday, and you were out, so we went ahead with it anyway. So
Okay.
do you remember when we discussed you being the imaging director for 97.1 and D for the urban stations, but you guys both do stuff for all the stations from time to time? We talked about having an image off between the two of you.
Mm-hmm.
He has thrown the first blow here. Are you prepared?
No.
It might be off now.
Huh?
It
No.
might be off now.
I didn't know. So I didn't know that he was going to throw a punch. So I'm just standing here acting like
No, you
we're
weren't even
friends.
here.
Threw the
And then
first
he's
punch.
like, whoosh.
No, you threw the first punch.
Are you ready?
No.
Let's hear it.
Y'all done messed up, fam.
And we want the smoke.
Oh my God. Dear listeners, it seems that Mr. Ryan Wiggins wants to battle with me, but I told him he does not want the smoke. If this is what you hope to win with, you must go back to the drawing board.
Oh, here we go.
Florg. Yes, Nog Nog. I believe Florg and Nog Nog should learn to laugh like humans. Like this.
What the?
Dear my Mr. Wiggins, this will never do.
Wiggins!
Oh, Wiggins!
My dear boy, you will absolutely have to do better than that if you ever hope to come up against somebody like me. As stated before, you do not want the smoke.
You're not clean. You're not fired. You lose.
So the piece itself is mostly consisting of brags about how you're going to do something to get me, but then really Blorg and Narg Narg is the only thing.
He told us yesterday that he sat down on his computer. He's like, let's just go through this folder here that says Wiggins.
Yeah, that was a bad idea. Why did I mark that and leave that open to the company? I knew when I made that in 2018, this is going to come back to haunt me.
You didn't know it was going to be like this.
No, I didn't. So my job then would be to create something that demeans you.
Hey, it's hip hop. Come on.
Okay.
It's like a rap battle, but with imaging.
Okay. Now I may take. No, I don't want to even say. I think that I've got it in me to counterpunch. When that'll be, I don't know.
We sure hope that you do.
His first draft is coming in 2023.
I'll give you the rest of the year to think about it.
Thank you. Thank you. Got most of next week off. Probably what I'm going to sit and reflect on.
Just think about how you can throw back.
Would you like me to send you a copy of it?
I would.
Absolutely.
And then if you could also create a folder
of your
called
stuff.
D to the C of stuff that you've done that's just ridiculously embarrassing over the last like 4 or 5 years.
And put it on the public network.
Put it on the public network here at Odyssey. And I don't know why I'm asking that. I'm just saying it feels like that should level the playing field.
So from somebody who is experienced and professionally imaging for a station, what's your assessment of what Dee's put together for you?
I mean, sonically, it's great. Substance-wise, it's lacking.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Whoa!
Because what it is a bunch of taunts and teases about how I'm going to get you. I'm going to do something great. It's all forward thinking instead of just sort of delivering is my criticism.
Are you going?
Did he just do the Simon Cowell?
He just had a little bit. Yeah, he did. He cowled you.
It's the shirt
and then
that
he
makes
cowered away from the microphone like, ooh, am I going to get away with this?
I hope they didn't hear me.
And you said we make a great podcast.
You would. You would. I'd like to know who survives that podcast.
It's a lot of fun going on. Right? There'll be a lot of jab punching going on. I can see this right now.
So, Ryan, you'll respond?
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
That we can hear?
Oh, no.
No.
I'm going to drive by and shoot his car with paintballs.
I'm going to egg him.
Yeah.
Paintballs?
TV his house.
We have something else in common.
Oh, you paintball?
Man.
Because I don't really. But
We could just
darn.
But gosh, that sounds like fun.
we could just change this into a paintball battle.
You know what we should do is that I will be out there at the paintball place. You drive up in your car and I shoot it.
To make this the
Yeah.
easiest.
And then it's like, oh, we're all even. Everybody's having a fun time.
So you admit that I got you then, huh?
Yeah, I guess I did.
I don't know that he's going to be as strong in the standing of these battles as you might need him to be.
No, wait till we make our bean pie.
I know. So, have you had bean pie, Ryan?
He loves bean pie.
I brought it up. I
That's
love
one
it.
of- That's
Yeah.
one of he got the look like, what?
Yeah, bean pie is awesome.
I have researched bean pies. Do you know about the historical context of bean pies?
Yeah,
Ask
Black
him the
Muslim.
ask him
Yeah,
the
I
building he worked out of.
I did not know, so I've been researching it. Dee's been looking to find one, and we can't really find one, so I think we're going to make one. You want to help us?
I do, but you talked about you told me that they're
Real
hard to
convincing.
find right now, right?
They are.
So my experience with them is I used to work at UPN downtown St. Louis.
Mhm.
It was in an area where I was very much the minority. And so there were people that were selling bean pies, but they weren't targeting me. They were targeting people who were not my skin color. But I like dessert so much that I walked up to one person one time and I said, "Can I just try one?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure." And so I bought one. And then I had a rapport with the guy and I bought him all the time. It was great.
He worked in the Roberts building.
That's right.
Bean pie bringing people together. It's good.
The mosque was in the Roberts building.
Yeah?
So obviously that's where the Shabazz brothers bean pies came from.
Okay.
See, that's
Yeah.
more even than I knew because I just bought them when I felt like I needed dessert.
Yeah, and we definitely eat them for dessert.
I'm excited.
But it is funny. Like I knew when I brought that up, I'm like,
He's
this isn't something that a lot of white people eat as bean pies. It's just
no, it's not.
It's not.
I'm
And
going to.
yeah, but they're very good. So if you can find them,
Will you try bean pie, Trisha?
make it.
Sure.
Have you ever had it?
Nope.
Brad,
I will never say no to pie.
have you ever had a bean pie?
No.
So none of the three of us, Brad, Trisha, and I, have ever had bean pie. You've never had pickle herring, right, Dee?
Oh God.
Have you?
No.
You know, Brad?
No.
Yes, that was my aunt Trudy that was commenting.
So would you try it?
I don't
Trisha?
really want to. Bean pie sounds safer to me. What's in bean pie?
I mean, I won't eat pickled
Bean
herring.
pie is
I don't eat fish.
Navy beans,
Uh-huh.
pureed,
Mhm.
eggs, cinnamon, nutmeg. Basically
Milk
like
cream.
Oh, I'll eat that.
Yeah.
It's like
That's all
it's
things that
supposed
are
to be
good.
like a
pumpkin
custard
and-
pie,
Yeah.
but with beans. It's like higher in
Right.
protein
They're
and
a
all
good
that.
source of protein.
Right,
Mhm.
exactly.
I don't want to eat that weird fish in a jar though.
That's
Negative.
Or
protein
the
too, though.
onions. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
right.
You're right.
It's not
I tell you
pie.
what, I will try the herring.
Can you
You will?
puree it?
I will try that.
Everybody's got to try the herring. Everybody got to get on board. It's going to be fun. And you guys will be surprised at how good it is.
It's almost like you go into the Piggly Wiggly for a neck bone or something.
Uh-huh.
You probably
Like
like
those feet in a jar.
Save the neck for me.
Oh.
I know what that's from.
Oh, pickle pig.
Have you
feet?
seen
Oh
it
my
now?
God,
No.
yes.
You do know what it's for. How do you know the line?
Because it's everywhere.
Save the neck for me, Clark.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know that. That's all I
Wow.
know about Christmas vacation.
There's a cultural food difference that is going to happen on the Annie Fry show. I just want you ladies and gentlemen to be
If
known.
you're looking
I'm
to
in
be,
for that.
if you're looking to be cultured in the food department, you are in the wrong noon to three, folks. I am sorry.
It's
Meat
a
and
new
potatoes,
day on the Annie Fry show.
steak and taters, and salad.
But if you're willing to try it, that's the key because you're the pickiest eater in this room.
Willing to try what?
Pickled herring and
Absolutely
bean pie.
not.
You're
Yes,
not?
I'll try bean pie. I'm not eating herring.
Oh, even
No.
just a little bite. Little
no,
corner.
no.
Just a little square.
I don't eat Catholic
square.
Friday fried fish. I'm not eating pickled herring.
You don't eat fried fish?
I eat nothing that comes out of the water.
Oh my
I don't
gosh.
eat shrimp.
Really?
What?
Sorry.
Even just like a basic catfish fry, you won't eat that.
Is it fish?
Catfish.
Fish.
What about just cats?
You know what?
Are they in the water?
This one was.
Then
That was a-
absolutely not.
That
That's
was
where I
a
draw
weird
the
thing
line.
to reel in.
Hold
Whoa.
the joke. Hold the joke.
Careful.
Yes.
You need to let it. You need to let it. Can
No,
you?
I can't.
No. See, you're making good decisions right here. I can tell. I can tell by
Oh
the.
boy, that was close.
I don't eat very many. I don't eat a variety.
Is
of
it the bone thing that you have an
Fish?
issue with?
I don't eat meat off of a bone either.
But
But you
is
eat a
that where your
steak.
mind goes, where you don't want to
cut
eat
it.
it because it's possibly got
bone out.
bones in it?
I don't like the taste
Oh man,
of seafood.
Oh.
Or the
that's
smell.
different.
you
Huh?
can find non-seafoodies
seafood?
tasting seafood though. You just don't want to try.
What
it.
about
Why would I
fish?
eat it? Why would I just eat non-seafood?
What about fish fry fish?
No.
That's what we were just talking about.
No.
No crab balls for you? Anything?
No.
Oh my
Man, I know.
Crab
You better be glad
cakes?
you're not from New Orleans.
No.
Shrimp?
No.
Alligator?
Oh, alligator's
Alligator's
totally
good.
fine.
Frog legs.
No.
Well, they go in the water, but they don't live in the water.
Right. They
Do-
suntan a lot.
Have you
Frogs,
ever had snapping
snails.
turtle?
Yes.
Oh, snapping turtle's good too.
Yes,
Where do
I
you
have.
get this food?
You
New Orleans.
get it off the side of the road when they're walking across, and you take it
Pretty
over to
much.
my uncle's house.
I don't know your uncle, so I haven't had it.
Well, most of my people grew up in Maryland Heights, and Maryland Heights at the time was a lot of country ground, you know. So
Yeah.
that's kind of where we get it from.
How about chicken?
Chicken.
Yeah, chicken's fine.
What if it's in the water?
Everybody likes
KFC
chicken.
down on the corner. You want to ask
Not
that
while I'm
question
eating
again?
KFC. Yeah. Speaking of Mr. KFC for a year over here, do you know that he got that?
Him and several other people here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know there were. I knew Bo Matthews got it, but
Yeah,
I didn't know other than me.
Dirk Brown got it too.
Nice. We need to form a little club.
Are there any like?
guys go to lunch
Did
together
anybody
once a
get
week?
the KFC for a year that doesn't work for Odyssey?
You know what? And the bad part is you pull in the garage and the first thing you smell is 11 herbs and spices.
It's so good. It smells so good.
Yeah.
I like chicken, but I won't eat it off of a bone.
So you'll eat chicken tenders,
I will.
even though they came off of a bone at one point.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to the animal dying. I just don't want to like know it while I'm eating it. This is
No.
the
Rosie,
perfect
she ate
music
your
to go
fire.
along with this. This is not the outro of this show. That's one for the books.
Would you eat
I-
a brain? My kid asked me that yesterday. Would you eat a pig
No.
brain?
What
No
about
bones in it.
No.
No bones.
Is the show over yet?
Annie, 5 seconds. Pig brain.
Mark Reardon, come in here.
Hi, my name's Tim Forehand. I'm a deputy sheriff. In my job, keeping in shape is important. I've tried other products to get my weight down,